Do 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 do. I should have moved my microphone before I started. Da 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 da. I know what I'm doing. Anyone would think I'm a pro. At least that's how I've got you all fooled. Alright, that'll do. The microphone is in place. Hello everyone, how is everyone? I need a pop-out chat. Hello? Right. Live chat, pop-out chat. Let's put that there. And that there. Good, and let's zoom in on that so I can actually read it from a distance. Okay. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? How is everyone on this fine evening? It's Friday evening, everyone, and that means it's time to chill out and mess around with some stuff. So, it's your first stream you've watched. Thank you very much for tuning in. I don't do these, well, this is the first time I've done an electronic stream in a very long time. I used to do, I was getting into the habit of doing these on a regular basis, and I kind of dropped out of the habit just because I couldn't find any good kits to build. Whereas for Christmas, on my Christmas list, I added this kit because I was like, one of the coolest kits that I've built was this JYE scope. This was a kit that I built way back when, and it's really cool. I like it a lot, and it was a good fun to build. So I thought, let's buy another one. I want to do another one. So why not? So yes, let's see. We've been hoodwinked and deceived. You have. Good evening from Finland. Hello, Finland. Chance on this kit working first time? I have faith. I think it'll work first time. I was very tempted. This board, the SMD stuff comes pre-soldered on it. So you can see we've got these SMD components and some of the resistors already done. And I was very tempted to take all of that off. I was really tempted to take all the SMD stuff off, put it in the pile, and scrub the board clean. So we had to do the whole thing, including the SMD bits. And then I was like, do I really want to make this deliberately harder when I haven't done a kit stream build for a long time, and I absolutely haven't done one since I've gotten a big audience? So this is the same kit as last time. No, it's a different one. It's also a JYE Tech one, so same brand, but it's a different one. So this one, let me grab the instructions because there's some pictures. Right, that's the build instructions. Where's the thing? Okay, here we go. So this is what we're building. That's what it's going to look like. So it's a pretty bare bones thing, this one. However, when it comes to these crappy DIY solder it yourself kits, you don't build them because they're good. You build them for the fun of it. So I don't really care about the end product. I just want to build something that lights up and blinks and flashes some lights and does stuff like that. That's the, putting it together is the fun part. It's kind of like Lego. You don't play with it, you build it, So that's the plan. Check out one of these cheap thermal imaging camera modules. Yeah, I want to get it. I need to get some thermal imaging stuff, but I'm not going to bother getting one until I can get a good one. A live thing with Adam. Fun fact, my name is actually Graham, but don't feel bad because everyone calls me Adam. Anyway, so we're going to build this out of all of these bits. Right, I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to kick this guy to one side. So this was the old one that I built. I put this on show just so you can see, because although this one is in a different box and stuff, this is roughly what I expect to get from it. A very basic run-of-the-mill scope. This is currently just showing its 1 kilohertz test signal. So yeah, that's what they do. And so we're going to make something that can do this, and then we'll plug it into... I don't have a proper signal generator or anything, but I've got a couple of things that we can hook it up to and look at some waves and go, hey, look at that. It shows a thing. So that's the plan. There are crappy counterfeit versions. The real one has the issues fixed. We'll see. They're terrible because the bandwidth is maybe. I believe these things are apparently like maybe 10 or 20 megahertz, but these aren't real scopes. These aren't real oscilloscopes. They're toys. But it's a good way to start looking at some waveforms and just understand what an oscilloscope does. That's the thing. So yeah, in one session, no idea how long this is going to take, but there's not that much to put on there. We'll see. So, right, let's get this guy out of the way. So, this one is not going to replace this one because this one is reliable, and also I've modified this with a built-in LiPo battery. I modded in a LiPo battery and a charge circuit on this one, and I did a video about that in my How to LiPo series. So this one is battery powered. This one won't be, but it'll work. So. Right. Gosh, this chat is going to go way too fast for me tonight, but I'll do what I can to try and keep up with it. So I need my soldering iron. I probably need one of those. So just for reference, tonight I'm going to be using my the soldering iron I use for everything, which is my Miniware TS100. So Miniware TS100 with a chisel tip on it. So that's what we're going to be working with. Right, what range should we go to? I think we're going to go... Yeah, should we work at about that range? Maybe let's angle up a bit. And then I'll focus it in a minute, don't worry. Okay, let's go for about that, I think. 24-hour stream if it was you soldering. Yeah, I genuinely don't know how long this is going to take me. I like to think I'm reasonably quick. But yeah, we'll see. Speaking of music, do you guys want some chill music in the background? Because I could have some chill music in the background if we wanted to, but I don't know whether people want it or not. You could put on your own music while my voice is in the background. I need the power adapter for my thing. Board holder, I don't have one of those. That would be sensible. We don't have such sensible things as board holders. We do everything manually. I'm also going to put my soldering iron holder right next to the microphone as a special treat. So sorry about that. Some Adamant. No. No. No, you ordered helping hands, Teltac. And helping hands are, to be honest, negative music. Okay. All right, I'm seeing mixed results. So I'm going to say no, because if you do want some chill out music, you can always just put some on yourself in the background. So let's go with that. Okay, right. The soldering iron is warming up. Let's grab my thing as well. And I'm going to change the mat as well because I've got my nice future London mat at the moment, and I promised myself that I wouldn't solder on this mat. This was a gift from a viewer, an anonymous viewer, and when I got it, I said I will not solder on this because I'll ruin it. So I'm just going to put down. We'll put down this AMD mat here. Red team. And I'll just put all the things on there. Right. Actually, let's zoom out because before we get started, I need to do a little bit of sorting with components. So, hang on a sec. I need my focus. Hup. 1, 2, 3. That'll do it. Luckily, the board is exactly the same color as the mat, which is helpful. What flux do I use? I use eBay flux. It says it's Amtech. It's probably not Amtech. So yeah, this is just eBay syringe flux. I probably won't be using this tonight because the solder I use, this is ancient solder that's got more heavy metals in it than a Russian assassin. So this thing is full of flux. So I probably won't need any. However, if I do find that I need a little bit of flux, that's the stuff that I'll be using. So, right. Can't see PCB anymore. Indeed, don't worry. It'll be more obvious when we get down to there. A shot for project kits. Oh, I was going to get some Amazon links ready. And be smart and be like, here's my Amazon associate links. But I didn't do that in time, so we don't have them. However, if you go to either eBay or ebay.co.uk or .com or your local one, or banggood.com or aliexpress.com, type in DIY solder kit, and you'll come up with lots of stupid little clock kits and stuff like that. Right, let's get all of these components on here. I need to sort all these components out because they all come in just a bag, in a pile. So we've got to sort all of these out so we have a clue what goes where. So I'm going to start with resistors, and we've got to measure all these resistors so we know which ones to use. So hang on a sec. Let me find the instructions. Why TS100 and not the trusty TS80? I would counter that and say that the TS100 is more trusty. It's been around longer. I prefer the TS100 because it's a barrel jack input. And this guy is 65 watts or 60 watts, whereas the TS80 is 45 watts if my memory serves me. So the TS100 has got a bit more grunt behind it. And also, because it's got a barrel jack on it, it's easier to hook it up to other ghetto power supplies and stuff like that. So yeah. However, I actually ordered another soldering iron the other day. I ordered a Pine Sill, which is some open source TS100 knockoff that has USB Type-C power delivery on it and a barrel jack, which I thought was very interesting. So it's like a TS80 and a TS100 in one iron. You get the best of both worlds. So yeah. Okay, right. Here's our instructions. So we're going to start off with the resistors. I need to find all these resistors so I know which ones go where. I'm going to be fancy with my resistor testing, and I'm going to use my little component tester here, which is cool. This is another kit that I built on a stream way back when. This was another really fun kit to build as well. So, do you think computer repair technician is worth it in 2021? Yes, I do still think it's a viable job. You won't get rich starting out in this job. However, people will always have computers, and computers will always need fixing. So I don't think it's a waste of time to learn tech support, basically. And you know I was going to get that out. Of course. What do you think? Do you think I'm going to memorize the resistor bands? How old do you think I am? Don't answer that question. Right. Okay. Let's start doing some testing. So, how wide... Where's the board gone? Hang on a sec. How wide are we making these capacitors? Probably about that wide-ish, I'd say. So, I'm going to put this guy into Nya. And let's move those aside a bit and turn that on. So this is a component tester, and it's going to measure this component value. Sorry the screen is a bit dim on it. So it's a resistor. Good. So far, so good. It's 180 ohms. Okay. 180 ohms. So that is R7 and R36 according to the instructions. So you see R7, R36, 180 ohms. So now we've got to go through and check all the other ones. So I'm looking for 100k resistors. So I'm going to put these in and test them. This is the time-consuming bit. 500 ohms-ish. Is that 500, do I reckon? Oh, 470? Yeah, that's 470. Okay, that's R28 and R40. But that beard, though. Ha! Everyone hates the beard. That's what makes me so appealing. That's my secret, Captain. I'm always appealing. It's not remembering the bands, but reading the colours. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's come up as a who knows what. Let's try that again. This would probably be faster with a multimeter. There's a 100k. That's what I'm looking for. Good. Okay, that's a 100k. So we need another two of those. Oh, this is not going as fast as I thought it would. Right. What do you say? 120 ohms. Have we got a value for that? Yes, that's R8, R12, and R13. You know what would be sensible, actually, is if I put these on the board as I measured them out. Yes, let's do that. That's a much smarter idea. Otherwise, we're going to end up... the chin minge. No, Postal, how could you? For the 100k sub special, shave the goatee. No, I have something else lined up for that. I had been tempted to shave it just because it's mask season. And the goatee, really annoying when you're wearing a mask. But this is my identity. This is how I need this to live. Okay, right. So what did I say? That was 120. And 120 is R8. So let's stick this in R8. Where's R8? Oh boy. Okay. Oh, this is where the game begins. Right. Everyone's going to be screaming at me if they spot R8 in time. Do. Oh boy. Oh man, this is going to be harder than I thought. Oh, there it is. R8, I found it. R8 goes there. These pads are really small as well. Right, you go there. Are we soldering on the bottom of this? Yes, we are. Cool. R8. Did it. Okay, what was this again? So we're going to start picking and placing now. What were you again? You were 100k. Good. That's R1. R1. So I'll probably put a couple on and then we'll solder. Then we'll put a couple more on and solder and so on and so forth. Wear a face shield instead. Could do. Yeah. And keep the beard. Yeah, I probably will be. I need a haircut. My hair is really annoying me. However, all the barbers are closed because lockdown. Heck. Get in there. Hecking America. There we go. The idea of using this thing was I could just go plonk. Right, that was the 500, the 470. Who was 470? That's R28 or R40. Or R27. R29. Am I still on camera? I am, good. There's R40, that'll do. R40, yes, R40, that's correct. Okay, and we'll do this one, and then we'll solder these on, and then we'll find some more. Come back. Whoop. Right, and our survey says 180. That's R7 or R36. R7 is there. I have spotted you before. There we go. All right. Just going to space those out underneath the board so they don't fall out. Okay. Let's solder. Once we get started, we'll get into a rhythm, I expect. Do. Devil July, thank you very much for the $5. Shave the sucker live. I appreciate the super chat, but no. Are we doing the Saturday stream? Yes, Saturday stream is still on tomorrow. This is just a bonus stream because I wanted to build this and I was like, let's just get on with it and do it. So I was like, who cares? We're doing it. Let's get on with it. Board camera looks a little out of focus. Yeah, we'll be bouncing in and out anyway. There will be times where it looks slightly out. I'll do what I can with it though. Do I ever use magnifying visor or glasses? No, I do everything by sight. I'm nearsighted, so it's not an issue for me. So we're going to solder one leg of each resistor. And then we'll make sure they're flat on the board, and then we'll touch them up. There we go. Oh, those are already flat. Those are dead flat on the board. That's fine. Let's do the others. Big Clive is the master of soldering live. He is. I got a lot of love for Clive. I think everyone... I don't know a single person that doesn't like Big Clive, you know. He is a YouTube treasure. I would aspire to be like him. There we go. I'm going to touch that up. That was terrible. Oh, that's gone horribly wrong, that one. Come on. Made a big old mess of that join. That's fine, though. This board, these Chinese kits, they always make the pads on them really, really small. So the silver pad, so there's so little to solder to that it's really hard to get a nice clean job. And I don't know why. It's not like they don't have room for it. So yeah. Did I look into that enterprise install? I haven't had time yet, actually. This has been my first week back, and it's been mental. It's been absolutely crazy. Whoop. Scott D, thank you very much for the $2. Greatly appreciated. Do-do-do-do. Hello, I've been watching your videos and I like them. What I suggest is to learn to make some more eye-catching thumbnails. Yeah, sometimes I do good thumbnails and sometimes I don't. I do try to do some decent thumbnails on occasion, but the problem with thumbnails is the time to make a thumbnail is when you've just finished editing the video and you're like, thank heck I'm finally done editing this hecking video and I can go and play games now. Oh my god, my snippers are slightly magnetic and they're picking up these stupid ends. Move all of those out of the way. That's going to annoy me all night. Michael Casper, thank you very much for the $5. Love your channel. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. There we go. We've put some resistors on it. That's the next 2 hours of your life, everyone. I hope you're here. I hope you're comfortable. That's all right, Noel. Hello from South Wales. Hello, Nige. Do-do-do. Joint needs some flux. That one probably did, but it'll be all right. You got yourself a 6800 XT. Nice. I hope you enjoy it. Right, let's get some more resistors on the go. I'm just going to start picking and placing them now. So I'm going to pick a resistor up, bend the legs, stick it in here to find out what it is, then find a home for it. Now let's reset. Doo-doo. Our survey says 1K, 991 ohms. So 1K, that is R9, R15, or R26. Let's see. R9, R15, or R26. See if you can spot that before I do. R9, there we go. What's worse than fumbling with something? Is watching someone else fumble with something. Alright, another one. Fold the legs. Put it in the tester. Drop it on the tester. Short the tester out so the LiPo battery catches fire. This is another one of my special LiPo jobs. So that's a recovered laptop LiPo cell with a charger board and a boost board. So yeah. These projects are fun. You can do all kinds of things with them. They're rad. Alright, what do we say? We say 300 ohms. Shocked you're not downing a cider. Oh, that would have been a great idea. I wish I'd thought of that. I've got some. That wasn't R9. Alright, hold on a sec. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. R12, that was R11. Chat's probably screaming at me. Yeah. Oh no. Now all the chat's like, that's not R9. Did I just put it in the same place twice in a row? R12, R11, R9. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's correct. It's a good thing you guys are here. Right, 300 ohms. Where do we put a 300 ohms? What kind of number is 300? Oh, that is a thing. That's R6. All right, where's R6? R5? R6. Doo-doo-doo. Jonathan Osborne, thank you for the $5. How are you doing? What did I say? R6. Yeah, R6. R5. R6, R6. Oh, it can't be far away. It's got to be close by. It's right in front of me and I can't see it. Do-do-do-do. Just read the resistor color bands. No! I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to memorize them. Next to 7. Was it? Oh, where's 7? Say top left. Oh, yep, R6. Well done. There we go. I think W. Thornton got that one first. Right. R6 is on. Let's get another one. The other reason why I'm not reading color bands is that it's an excuse to use my toys. This is fun. Reading color bands is boring. I'm bad at them. 180. That's R36, because we've already got R7. Right, we need R36. R36, R36. Could the real R36 please stand up? I feel like it's going to be down the bottom right somewhere. R37, R26, R36. Got it. Whoop. Let's get those boys soldered in. That's a couple. That LiPo battery with the PCB is so dubious. Yeah. Of course. You soldered a little Pong computer the other night. Your first solder job. That sounds cool. Was that a kit or is that like a homemade jobby? That sounds like fun. Are we on shot? Just about. That's good enough. That's a bit crap. That's better. Do 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 do. Am I selling this when I'm finished? I wouldn't bother selling it. I kind of want to give stuff away. But the problem is I'd have to, I'd have to make it like UK only because bugger trying to sell it, you know, trying to send it overseas would be terrible. And I fear that that would, UK only would massively limit the appeal. They're not expensive, these things, to be honest. Right, let's find something more. Yeah, trade is very good. Lots of people coming in going, oh, I need our laptops to work from home, and we've left it to the last minute. And I'm like, really? You didn't see this coming? 100k. So, yeah, the queue is just banged on up to full again, which makes me sad. I was kind of hoping for a quiet week. 100k, that's R1, R14, or R16. I think we've already done R1, yeah. So that's R14 or R16. R14 or R16. 17. Ooh. R16, that'll do. Hup. Nope. Oh, I fumbled it. These holes are very small, by the way, just so you know. Do-do-do-do. Demney, thank you for the $5 again. You'd like to try these? Got to run, still at work. No problem. Catch you later, Demney. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, definitely, if anyone is watching this going, I want to try this, this is the easiest way to get started with soldering, in my opinion. Because you don't need a fancy soldering iron for this. You can do this with any soldering iron. Resistors are both way the same. Yes, they are. This kit costs about, it's about probably about $15. You could probably find one down at $10, something like that. So they're not expensive. So get yourself one of these kits for cheap. Just any old soldering iron and a spool of solder, and you can assemble it. These easy ones, this is all through hole. So because it's through hole, it's very easy to do. The SMD stuff is all pre-done for you, so it's a great way to get started soldering. Right, let's find another one. I need another resistor. Let's stick it in the reader. Whoop. Bam. And it's another 100k. So now we need R14, which you guys said was top right of U2. Where's U2? U2, top right, R14. Well done. Whoop. Let's just place and solder. Whoa, I went all over the place then. That's fine though. Now look, Do 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 do. And yes, as Teltac said, this is my own place. I've worked in a couple of other computer shops before for my ex-boss, and that's where I sort of picked up the trade, so to speak. But I feel like I'm a very long way from those days now. Although I feel like it's only been in the past couple of years where I've really kicked my skill set up a notch. But experience does come over time. Don't panic if you look at some people on YouTube and go, I don't know how the hell to do that. I'm exactly the same. I look at other people on YouTube and go, I don't know how the hell to do that. So yeah. Hendrik, hello from Germany. Hello from the UK. How you doing, man? Where did I get that tester kit? What model? This is called a transistor tester. There are lots of variants of this, but if you search for transistor tester, you'll come with lots of kits like this that will basically just test all kinds of components. So 450, that might be a bad 480. Have we got any 450s? Wait, 450 is 150. Yes, there is a 150. That's R11. R11, that's down there. Because we nearly put R9 down there. Oops. You know, I might move this red mat because I think this red mat is not... well, no, it's the red PCB, actually. How's the picture for you guys? Is this coming out okay? It's all a little bit red, and I wish it wasn't. But the problem is, because the board is just bright red, there's not a lot I can actually do about that. Been about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, that's true. It has been a while now, I guess. Time does go by. Learning board repair was a huge step, though. It took some time, and I'm still an amateur at it, in my opinion. However, it really unlocks... It opens your mind to new things. Picture is fine. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, bit bright on the eyes. It's about as good as it's going to get, I think. I could probably dial it back a bit. Oh, actually, let's try something else. What if I do... That's not helping, is it? Bah. No, let's not fiddle with the white balance. That's a terrible idea. However, I could lower the color a little bit. Hold on. I'm fiddling. In the name of science. Color intensity. Let's bring that down a little bit. Just make that a little bit less intense. There we go. That should be a little bit less garish now. Turn the mat upside down to see the motherboard better. Well, the actual board fills up most of the screen anyway, so... right, what was that? It was 150, it was R11, we've just done that. What was in the tester? I can't remember. The tester is 20 kilo ohms. Looked like an X-ray. 20 kilo ohms. 20k. That is R5. Big thanks to Teltac for answering a lot of these questions, by the way, because I can't keep up with this chat while I'm doing it at the same time. R5. I did just see a do I still recommend the TS100? And the answer to that is yes. I think the TS100 is still a cracking soldering iron. I think it's a great starter soldering iron. There are cheaper clones of it out there. I don't know if any of the cheaper clones are better. I have got an open source knockoff one that I ordered yesterday that I'll probably have in a couple of weeks because it's coming in from China. And I'll make a video about that and compare it. Because also, the screen on my TS100 is knackered. As you can see, the screen is completely gone. So I can't see the temperature on the iron. I know it's at 400 degrees, because that's what I run my iron at, but I can't see it. So I need to... I'm buying another soldering iron, and I'm also going to replace the screen on this one as well. And so those will be some fun videos that come up in probably a couple of weeks when stuff arrives. Is that one standing up a little bit? It's passable. It'll do. Diagnose to fix. Cool, thank you very much. Oh, I've got a sneeze coming. Hold on. It's not happening. Nope. You got the same thing to build. This is great. Oh, fantastic. Right. Next one. Our survey says... Oop. 1K. That's a 1K resistor. And the instructions say that 1K is... That's R9, R15, or R26. R9, R15, or R26. R9 is taken. R15 is empty. Let's go in there. Whoop. Whoop. What I clean it with. So far, I'm not having to do any cleaning because where I'm not using extra flux, I'm not leaving very much residue on the board. Although there's a little bit. You can see this little white wispy bits. That's flux residue. I will clean it with isopropyl alcohol when I'm finished. I have 99.9% isopropyl alcohol, which is the lab grade stuff. I don't think you need it to be 99%. 90% is probably just fine. However, the 99% stuff is cheap on Amazon, so I don't understand why you'd use anything else personally, unless the nice pure stuff isn't available in your country. So you got to go to work, no problem. See you on, my dude. Take care. Let's see. More resistors. I'm going to separate out the rest of the resistors. The resistors are by far the most boring bit. Once we're past the resistors, we get to do all the exciting bits. Let's pull all of these guys out from the pile. Focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. A loop. Get the rest of these resistors out of the pile. Sometimes when you buy kits, they supply the components on the paper tape, so they're actually labeled. This kit was not that kind. This kit is just like, no, you got to figure it out yourself. So if you do want to build one of these kits, you're going to want to have a multimeter. So if you want to get into electronics, first thing you should buy is get yourself a multimeter. Doesn't have to be a fancy one. Lots of people will tell you, oh, you've got to get a Fluke, you've got to get a Siglent, you've got to get a this, that, and the other. A cheap multimeter, just a cheap multimeter is fine for electronics. Don't plug a cheap multimeter into the mains. However, for electronics, this Aneng AN8008, this is like £20, £25, this thing. And it's a really decent, cheap multimeter to start off with. That's all you need. I'm using this component tester because I'm showing off. And because I think it's cool. I like this thing. I think it's rad. Focus. There we go. Throw the parts in a bag and let the customer deal with it. Yeah, pretty much. Need a power source that is a magneto, alternator, or battery. Oh, I think I missed the start of that bit. Isopropyl's gotten more expensive because of COVID. Yes. Luckily, I saw the price of isopropyl shoot up in summer. And then between... during the summer when there was the lull in COVID and the lockdowns ended, the price came back down. And I immediately went and bought a 5-litre bottle of it. And I'll just like stock up now while the prices have gone down because they're going to go back up again. So, what the hell is that? 1800K? Is that a bad 2K? Oh, it's a 1.8K. Idiot. The problem with this thing is it gives it in a really weird... It gives it in a really weird scale. Like, it's not a 1.8K resistor. It's a 1783K. No, wait. That's kiloohms. That's 1.8 megohm. I know what I'm talking about. 1.8 megohm? Yes, there it is. R2, 1.8 megohm. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Right, R2. Whoop. R2, where do you go? You go there. Luckily, the numbering on this board makes sense. You may have noticed that the numbers are very vaguely sort of in that kind of direction, so we can guess roughly where they're going to be. Get that guy on the board. See, if he just read the bands, you read the bands, Teltac. You do it. However, I'm not going to read it out to you because also that requires... Oh, my soldering iron's gone to sleep. That requires me actually reading the colours. Although, I tell you what. Since you're so smart, Teltac, while we wait for the thing to warm up, you tell me what the hell that is. You can figure that out. Let me bring the colour back up. What do you reckon that is? These are really, really cheap parts. If you can tell me what that is, you win an internet point. Alright, have you got it? Screen cap now. 3, 2, 1. Let's see who can get it. Remember to press print screen to screen cap on Windows. Alright, the bets are coming in. I'll read them in just a moment. And get this boy soldered down. There. There we go, that'll do. What's the vertical frequency of that scope kit? I've no idea. I'm not expecting it to be good. You're thinking all of the holes have to get filled. Yes, indeed. You never said you could do it. Well, there you go then, Teltac. The chat might save you. Let me see. We've got 120 something. We've got some 10Ks. We've got some 1Ks. And yeah, 1.8 watt resistors. Not even quarter watt. Got the cheap stuff that no one else wants to buy. I'm just going to finish my coffee so I can put this mug aside. And also, have we really got... what was that viewer count? I saw a big viewer count just then. I don't have it on screen at the moment, so that's banging. Okay, right. Let's see. We found a new game to play. We found a new game to see if anyone can guess the resistor before I test it. Whoop. It's a 10K. Everyone who said 10K, you won the internet. Well done. 420. A Lamau. Alright, the 10K resistor. 10K, that's R37 or R39. R37 or R39, so it's going to be over here somewhere. R37 or R39. There's 37. Whoop. Okay, right, let's get the next one up. Focus. And screen cap now. 3, 2, 1. That's all you're getting. Whoop. The game is on. I did not plan this, but it seems like a fun game for you guys to guess my resistor values before I check them. Whoop. Do. Okay, that's on. Let's check. 74K. And 39 is next to the 3-leg IC. We'll see if we can remember that. Any raises on 74K? I'm going to test that again. That looked a little bit wonky. $1.5K. Colour's not really visible. Yeah, I'm not really helping. That's a 1.5K though. Very well. 1.5K is... That's R38. R37, R38, R38. All right. Next challenge, boys. Next challenge. Whoop. Press your print screen now. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do. I think my soldering iron's gone to sleep again. I can't tell because the sodding screen doesn't work. For the record, the screen on this thing is broken because I left it plugged in overnight a couple too many times. So it kind of wore out. What a skyline. Yeah. They leave no gap next to tolerance. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm just testing them. Everyone's just like, oh, check the color bands. I'm just like, boy, it's impossible on these things. I don't know. All right, who's next? Let's go. An application where just taking a photo tells you the component and value. Well, for reading color bands, that'd be a really cool idea. That's a really cool app idea. Take a picture of it with your phone. Whoops, and then I dropped it. Ugh. It's a 3K. You're in the right ballpark. Can you not make it beep or something when it turns off? No. However, it doesn't. It takes so little time to come back up, to be honest. So, what did we say? 3K. That is R10. That's going to be down here somewhere. R10. We on screen? R10. R10 is there. Whoop. All right. There are apps, but you enter the colors manually. Yeah. Oh, you guys were all late with your 3Ks. Who's counting, though? Who cares? Oh, I forgot to give you guys another one. We'll skip one over a sec. Hold on. Here comes the next challenge. Whoop. Oh, God. Have fun with that one. Screen cap. 3, 2, 1. I'm just seeing a wall of brown there. Snip. Snip. I saw brown and nothing else. You get restless to see it finished, Magic Man. Oh, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for a bit yet. We got a whiles to go. How long have we been going? We're coming up to 50 minutes. It's a 1K. There you go. Sally, you were close, but a couple of orders of magnitude out. It's a 1K. 1K. That is R9, R15, or R26. R9, R15, or R26. Right, R9 I'm pretty certain we're done with. Yep. R15. R15 is done. R26 then. R28. R27. R26. Has anyone else spotted it? Third band was red. Ah, oh well. R26, where are you? Ah, top right. Whoop. Okay. Who wants another challenge? Aha, Resistor Vision works using your phone's camera. Rad. Whoop. There's your next challenge, everyone. Oh, that's an easy one, I reckon. Brown, orange, brown, brown, red. Or the other way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I using a guide? I am indeed. This is a kit we're building here. I'm going to bring the camera down slightly. There we go, that's better. This is a kit we're building. So it comes with instructions. We're making an oscilloscope. There's the picture of it. And the current instructions that we're following, we're on step 1, resistors at the moment. So I'm looking up these resistors, and then I put them on the board based on where it tells me to put them. Whoop. Right, and solder. Okay, right, I think this was the one I picked up. It's slightly separate from the rest. And yeah. Oh no. And yeah. Whoop. It is 200k. Vladimir got there first. Oh no, PC Ton 2 got there first, I believe. Unless it scrolled off screen. You know who you were. 200k. 200k, that's R3. Oh, I didn't didn't tweet there. Didn't snip these guys. Whoop. And get in there. Whoop. What did I say? R3. R3. That's going to be R4. R3. I have an idea for an electronics project that I want to build myself from kind of scratch, which I think I might start working on soon TM. I've been threatening to build it for years and I still want it. I want to build what I call a jiggler. A mouse jiggler. And it's essentially a modified mouse. And the point is, it will be a USB thing that you plug into a laptop. It appears as a USB mouse, and all it does is just make the mouse pointer jiggle on the screen. So you plug it into any computer, and that computer won't go to sleep. That's the idea. Because the amount of time I lose in my shop from computers that are supposed to be doing something that have gone to sleep. And then you wake them up, and they've gone to sleep, and they've stopped doing what they're doing, and you're just like, I just want to have a handful of these widgets so I can just plug one into the computer that I'm working on and it will just make the mouse just jiggle on the screen so it will never go to sleep. So yeah. 100k special teaser maybe? Maybe. No. I thought of something then. I was like, oh, there is something that I could show you. However, I'd have to check it over in advance to check if there's any sensitive data on there. So I can't. However, soon, TM. It's in the works. It's in the works. Use caffeine to stop it sleeping. That works sometimes. There is a Linux app called Caffeinate, which literally just stops it from sleeping. But it doesn't work on macOS, which makes me very sad. NoSleep.exe. The problem is, can you run that in the middle of a Windows recovery environment? Or can you run that in the middle of leaving some random recovery tool that you booted from working and stuff like that? That's the problem, is that there are programs out there for this, but you can't always run them because you've booted into some weird environment where you don't have any settings and stuff like that. So how can you get the will to solder my 8x8x8 LED cube? Oh, they take a long time, those. I've built one of those, and it's a long slog. Search my channel. I've done a video on an 8x8x8 cube, and you can see my technique for how I did it. So yeah, you need to make up a cardboard jig and do like one layer an evening or something like that. So yeah. Well, that's fine when you're in Windows, but what if you're not in Windows? You know, that's the thing. Turn it off in BIOS. You could, but again, that doesn't work on a Mac. So, you know, that was 2 streams, wasn't it? Did we stream it as well? I think we did a bit of everything. But yeah, is it really bad to use phones when they're charging? Nah, I don't see why. I don't see why that'd be an issue. I need to carry on working. I've stopped. Hang on a sec. We're going to get another one on the go, and then I'll give you guys another challenge. We've got to keep you guys interested somehow, because it's not like this is not peak entertainment, this stream. And I have to justify dragging you all in here. I promised an evening's entertainment. I didn't, but you guys are probably expecting that. It's a resistor. Of course it is. What's that? 2 megohm? Yeah, 2 megohm. Have we got a 2 megohm? That's pretty high. Yes, we do. R4 is a 2 megohm. Cool. Right. While I fit up R4, here's another challenge for you. Focus. Try that one for size. Print screen to screenshot it. Brown, black, black, red, brown. I think. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and I had R4, which is up there. Do 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 do. Didn't mention that it should work in any environment. Well, now I have. It needs to work in any environment. That's the point of making it an actual USB mouse type thing, because that would work in any environment. Because no computer will go to sleep while you're wiggling the mouse. That's the idea, you see. It's completely hardware. That's what makes it genius. 100K. Oh, we got 1K, 10K, and 100K. What's it going to be? Our survey says 120 ohms. That might be a bad 100 ohms. I'm going with 120 though. We do have 120. That's R8, R12, or R13. Don't feel bad. These resistors are awful. It's either a 10K or a 120. Yeah. What do we say? R8, R12, R13. Oh, I haven't snipped my legs. Hold on. R8, R12, R13. R13 is empty. We're going for that. In. Get in. All right. Do. Quit those challenges and make a challenge that you want to finish. Yeah, that's true. Finding the time for stuff really is the game. There's going to be lots of exciting stuff coming up soon. Remember the date, February the 1st. Whoop. Let's see. Not guaranteed that you'll end up on a working device. Oh, it's true. Yeah. Just viewed the website and has this warning. It is not guaranteed that you'll end up with a working device. That's lovely. That's delightful. Please turn the color balance back. Okay, hold on. Do you mean turn it back down or turn it back up? The color balance should be correct, but I'll turn it back down. So yeah. Too lazy to build stuff from time to time, but on Amazon is a mouse jiggler. Oh, does it exist already? That doesn't surprise me. But that's rad if one actually already exists. Today finish. Yes, we will be finishing this on stream. The progress looks slow at the moment because we're on the resistors, and the resistors always take the longest. However, once we're past the resistors, we're on to all the exciting stuff. And it'll come together really quickly when we're past the resistors. Quick, patent it. Yeah. Can you use an auto mouse clicker? That would work. a mouse clicker would work. That's one way to do it. I would prefer something that can physically move the cursor because then it can't accidentally click on something. However, a mouse clicker is probably an easier way of doing it. Whoop. Well, maybe you should have linked it to me, Teltac. That's another 120 ohms. 120 ohms? R8, R12, or R13? R8, R12 is empty. We're going into R12. Whoop. Right, let's get the last 3 of these done so we can move on from resistors. I'm bored of resistors now. Whoop. Whoop. Do. What's that? 470 ohms. 470 ohms. That's R28 or R40. R28 or R40. Turn it the right way around. R39. R28, bottom right. I'll take that. Right, so R39 must be our last one. Although, are we missing an R40? Because I've only got one resistor left. Oh, we must have already filled out R40. We're looking for empty resistor pads because we've only got one resistor left. R39 is the only empty one I can see. So I think we're about done. R36? Yeah, I think it's just R39. We'll see if we have anything left over when we get there. So what was I saying? R39. So whatever this is, so R39, this should be a 10K then, in that case, by process of elimination. 10K? It's a 10K. There we go. Nice. 10K into R39. Good. That is the last resistor, so we'll wait. If there's any more resistors to go, we'll fill them in later. You can build these in any order, technically. All you got to do is put everything on the board. There's just it's just easier to do the component types one by one. And the soldering iron's gone to sleep. Stand by. Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Are those do-do-do's just a song coursing through your head? No, it's completely random. It's just something I do to fill dead space. I don't know why I do it. I think it might be streamer habits. Because when you learn to stream, either a game stream or anything else, your objective is just to fill in all dead air and just try and always be making noises or always be talking. Obviously, that's not essential, but like that's a guide. So I tend to just, if I'm thinking and I'm trying to think what I'm going to say next, I'll often just make random noises because that buys me time. I'll just make a silly noise while I'm thinking, basically. Or if I've lost my train of thought and I'm trying to find it again. Because it saves on just awkward silence or whatever. Like, you can stop talking now and then, but yeah, I don't know. Oop. Snip all these off. Or if nothing else, literally, how to stream 101, just say what you're doing. I just said, I'll snip all these off. I'm snipping legs off, so I'd tell you, you know. Ba ba ba. Do 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 do. Auto mouse clicker from SourceForge can lock the mouse. Small low components first, then bigger taller parts? Yeah, absolutely. Need a jiggler for your soldering iron? Yeah, that's true. Scott D, thank you for the $1.50. Much appreciated. It's mentioned theme song. Yeah. When's my food order arriving? I have already had food tonight. I had a burger from the kebab shop down the road. I had a quarter pounder with cheese and bacon, and it was rad. the bacon was perfect. The bacon was absolutely spot on. Right, I think we're all done for resistors now. We put lots of resistors on the board. It doesn't look very exciting yet, but now we get to do fun things. There's only 2 shops you can find to do delivery, and neither of them had cider. Big sad. Why no flux? The solder spool I've got is older than most of the people in the chat combined. You see all those blobs? This stuff is full of flux. So yeah. There are some areas where you might need some extra solder, but this solder is so heavily fluxed that you just don't need it. This is ancient. This is proper hardcore stuff. And Nick White, thank you for the 5, my dude. How are you doing? Corona donor. Oh no. Doo-doo. Where can you get a resistor identification device? This is called a transistor tester, which is also available in kit form. So transistor tester, that's called. Or you could just use a multimeter. I'm using it because it's cool. I think it's cool. So yeah, better than lead-free solder, indeed. Okay, diodes next. Yeah, let's see. Right, well, I'm going to follow the instructions just so I don't lose track of where I am. And they want to do the high-frequency chokes. So inductors next. So we're going to do the inductors, and then they're saying do the diodes. So we're going to do these things first. There's only 3 of them, and then there's only a couple of diodes. So let's find those 3. They're all the same as well. They're all 100 microhenries, so these will be really easy. So let's pick these out of the pile. I'm not on focus. Come on, focus. Oh, it's focused enough. There's 1. There's 2. Hang on a sec. I need a grabber. Where are my tweezers? There we go. There's 3. And let's grab those diodes out because we're going to need those next anyway. Oh, there were only 2 diodes, weren't there? Yep, 2 diodes. That's fine. We are dioded and we are thinged. Oops, sorry if I knocked the camera. That'll happen a lot. It's part of the game. You remember soldering the microprocessor watch kit? Yeah, it was fun though. I enjoyed that kit a lot. That was a really good kit, that one. Nick White, oh, I'm older than that? Yeah, probably. The flux has gone bad. It's out of date. Yeah, probably has. But hey, it still works. It still works. Right, I think we're there. Right. These things are all the same, so we can put these in anywhere. So let's go. Just fold these legs and stick them on the board. Yeah, Lewis is not a customer-facing dude. He is. I got a lot of respect for Lewis Rossman, though. I don't agree with him on everything. In terms of just, not in terms of technical knowledge, but like in terms of sometimes the way he does things. I think there is a better. Sometimes his reasoning behind certain things makes me go, I disagree. However, he has built an empire. And he has built an empire with his own 2 hands, and he has learned everything. Like, everything that everyone in his shop can do, even if he can't do it to their ability, he has said to them, show me what you're doing, tell me how to do that too. So he understands what everyone is doing. And that is always going to impress me. As I say, it's I have huge respect for Lewis Rossman, and in terms of repair, obviously he can repair circles around me. I'm not even in this. It's not that I'm not in the same league as Lewis Rossman. I'm not in the same game as Lewis Rossman. So yeah. However, I learned most of what I know of board repair from watching his earlier videos. So yeah, as I say, big kudos to Lewis Rossman. He has put an awful lot of information out there to help an awful lot of people learn board repair. So yeah, as I say, even though some people find him a bit abrasive, whether or not you like him on a personal level, mad respect for the guy. Absolute mad respect. He definitely shaped the modern industry for board repair. Cleans up the mess that Apple makes. Yeah. Hates Apple but fixes Apple. That's where he makes his money. You know, that's the thing. I've never understood the people that go sort of, oh, hypocrite, you're fixing Apples but you hate them. And it's just like, yeah, he makes money. He makes money off of Apple's mistakes. That's smart business. There we go. Right, our inductors are on the board. So what are these two diodes? These diodes are different. So the diodes, we've got a 1N5819 and a 4004 or 4007. So let's ID these. Okay, let's go for the poor man's microscope. Whoop. Let's see. IN5819. Just about. Yep, 5819. And what's that? IN4004. Yep, that's exactly what they said would be in there. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. And I've forgotten which way around I put them already. There's the 58. Okay, so D1 is the 5819. Right, where do the diodes go? Oh, that's not focused. Let's go in a bit further. There we go. D1, D1, D1. Curiously, I wonder if the... can the component tester ID these? What does this say about the diode? Can this actually ID the diode? Not 4007. Scammed and refunded. Oh no. Yeah. It tells me the stats of it, but that doesn't help. I don't know if you can ID it from that. So yeah. I don't know what to make of that. It does tell me it's a diode, but it doesn't exactly give me a model, a part number or anything. Okay. That goes in there. Should have put both. Actually, let's put both on before we do the thing. Lewis has everything he needs around him. Yeah. So by this point, there's no thrill watching him. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what the takeaway from that statement is. Like, does that make him less entertaining? I don't know. Do we learn less because where we're not seeing him figure it out, there's less to learn? Because sometimes the best way to learn is watching someone else figure it out. Whereas if someone just tells you the answer straight away every time, is that less learning? I don't know. So yeah, you saw a no-fix today. Yeah, that'll happen. That's the thing. Not everything can be fixed. Some of them are just a case of, no, this thing is toast. Whoop. I've had too many no-fixes recently, which is mostly to my own shortcomings, I think. But, nah. Okay, right. Diodes on. That's the thing. I'm not being I'm not trying to put myself down when I say I'm an amateur. I'm just trying to keep a realistic view of my own abilities. I do feel like I'm a learner in board repair. But I think I've got just enough knowledge to see and understand what people are doing, which is where you need to start out. Because when you first start on something technical, obviously you look at someone doing something and you're just like, I have no comprehension of what you're doing. So the first step toward learning is to get enough understanding to comprehend what the teacher is teaching. So, no fixes in the end of rabbit holes. Yeah. So yeah, a big part of mentoring is not giving the answer fast. Yes, I agree. I agree. You were chatting in the shop before Christmas about these. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yep. You know, relatively basic board repair. Yeah, well, Spud, I have got mad respect for you having a go in the Discord's tech support room as well. Like that graphics card, you cracked that one. That was a really good showing from you there. I was super impressed because I was looking at that going, oh, I can't be asked, I don't know. And you were just like, no, let's get the schematics for this regulator out and let's figure it out. And you're like, hey, look, the regulator says it's supposed to have this. We can't see that on the board. So let's go down that. And you solved it. You know, it was great. So, yeah. 1.3 million now. Damn. Yeah. Right. Okay, let's go. One can't guess which diode it is from the characteristics. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. That makes sense. All right, next up is our crystal. Let's get that boy in. So the crystal is... where's the crystal? There it is. Got ourselves an 8 megahertz crystal. Screaming 8 megahertz CPU on this bad boy. So that guy's going to go down... Yep, there we go. Y1. Y is a crystal. Drop that in there. Not going to bend the legs on that because I don't need to. We're not quite focused. I need to move the camera. The camera is between focal steps. Scott D, thank you for the $2. Much appreciated, my dude. Do I have a rework station for reballing GPU chips? I do not. I have no interest in reballing at the moment. It exists. I have no interest in getting into it at the moment, though. There are some things where I feel like you don't need to go that far for the most part. There are mad lads out there that do it with crazy ghetto stuff. But yeah, I have no interest in getting into reballing at the moment. Can't imagine getting 10k, let alone 10k more. What's in subscribers and stuff. Yeah, it was the road to 10k was a long one for me. I'm I'm counting my blessings this year because a year ago I had 10,000 subscribers, and now I've nearly gone up tenfold, and it's mind blowing. So I feel like I never say it often enough, but massive thank you to all of my subscribers and everyone who's here tonight. Massive thank you for everyone for tuning in to just little old me. You know, like you see that big number on YouTube and you think, oh, this must be some big professional outfit. I'm just a guy in a shed, man, you know. So yeah, this stream getting saved. It'll be up on the YouTube as a VOD, yes. So if you can't hang around for the whole stream, it'll still be here later on. What's next? Next apparently is the USB socket. Really? Well, sure, I guess we can put the USB socket on. This connector is optional. This guy is here because this thing is hackable. I think you can connect this up via serial and flash stuff and blah, blah, blah. We'll put it on because we've got it. Stupid USB Mini. It was the GTX 980 Ti you got. Oh, yes, that's right, yep. What caused the channel to blow up? I don't truly know. I put out a video, the two videos that blew up the channel, though, the ones that actually did the job. Oh, this is low profile. Let's go in for a super close-up on this one. Let's get the money shot here. The two videos that blew up the channel were, I did a video that as part of my Board Repair Basics series that was called How to Voltage Injection for Short Detection. Something along those lines. How to do voltage injection. That one, along with the video that followed it, which was bench power supplies, which you need for voltage injection, those were the two videos that went viral and just started bringing it all in. And then it spiraled from there. Right. Let's get that anchor soldered. Oh, come on. Help me out here. There we go. I was having trouble getting the flow there. It was all going onto the iron and not onto the thing. Right, I'm just going to quickly make sure that's flat, because this guy needs to be flat. There we go. Where do I get the PCB design? And please provide the bill of materials. I don't have the bill of materials. This is a JYE Tech kit. Use flux. No. I refuse. Oh, you know what? These legs are absolutely trolling me, though. You know what? Let's stick some flux on there and just see if that helps these anchors flow, because then the anchors do not want to flow here. This flux... I have recently got this flux tube, and I think this one's a really naff one. It's just really... This is the same flux that I always buy, and this particular syringe is just really bad. It's coming out like paste, and yeah, I think this is really... I think this particular flux is just, yeah, this is just balls, this stuff. There we go, right. There is some flux there. I need to replace this particular tube of flux I've got because I think it's bad. Right, let's see if that's done the job. Now, the issue is there's just no pad to solder to here. There we go, let's just do it upside down. That's working. And we're just going to blob these. Oh god, this is terrible. Oh, this has gone horribly wrong. Oh, the humanity. We are really... This connector does not want to go. This has gone terribly wrong. Come on, can we get some heat into those legs, please? There we go, that's better. That's more like it. Those have flowed properly now. Big ground plane? No, it's not a big ground plane issue. The issue is there's not enough exposed things. Just, I mean, if you look how small these silver pads are to solder to, there's nothing for the solder to adhere to. That's the issue. That's where we're really having the problem. Cheapest one from eBay, the time of purchase. Yes, exactly. Iron is definitely hot enough. Iron is too hot, if anything. Right, let's clear up these pins here. I'm going to clean my tip, because my tip is a bit gross right now. That's better. Let's just sort those out. There's a horrible big solder blob in there. I'm actually going to have to get that guy out of there. Where's my wick? It's time for John Wick. Let's just deblob that, because this has gone horrendously wrong here. Oh, it's terrible. There we go. Get in there. Right. There we go. That's pulled out a load of the excess. Oh god, these pins have gone the worst. This is the worst soldering in the history of soldering, perhaps ever. This has gone terrible. Let's get a bit more flux in there, because that will this is the time where you actually definitely need flux to help. There we go. Get in there. Let's see if we can sort this out. Yeah, more flux, absolutely. This time I entirely agree. There we go. Get wrecked. Get soldered. That's working now. Right, those boys need solder on them. Pads are just non-existent. There's nothing for the solder to flow to. There we go. I think I just got it. Redo those anchors one more time for the posterity. There we go, that's better. That was extremely undignified, but I think we got there. Let's just inspect. Accidentally pulled a stuck wick and ripped everything off. Ooh, yeah. Never pull on the wick. Never pull on the wick. Yeah, there we go. Those guys are soldered. That's fine. Big old shadow of the camera there. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Focus. There we go. Right, let's just get that flux out the way. Where's my alcohol? That'll do. We'll clean that properly when we're done. I keep putting my sleeve into the pile of components, and I need to not. Right. USB port is on. It's done. It was a horrifying mess, but we did it. Opposite side, it's good enough. It's passable. Is the T100 direct connection? It is, yes. Heater is in the tip. That's a T100 tip there. That's the TSKU, which is the knife edge tip, which I used to use quite often. I've switched over to a chisel tip these days, but yeah, heater is in the tip on these. So yeah, they are tricky, these non-existent pad boards. Yeah, this is one of the worst I've seen for it, actually. That is definitely one of the best. Right, let's readjust the camera and get back to work. Fix the focus. Am I between steps again? I am. Oh, I hate this camera sometimes. There we go. Good enough. It's the T1000 liquid metal. It is not. Okay, right, what's next? Tactile switches go next. I'm going to do the capacitors because it's telling me to be putting on the tactile switches, and we haven't even put capacitors on the board yet. I'm doing caps. Let's do some good old ceramic capacitors. Right. So. Okay, now I need to get good. So, with capacitors. So, the capacitor. Time for focus. Now I've got the focus right. These ceramic caps, as you can see, that one says 104 on it. So, that is 10 and 4 zeros. So that's 100,000 puff. So that's 100 microfarad. If my maths is correct. 104 is 100 microfarads, I believe. And I'm going to confirm that on my tester. I think this tester is super bad for capacitors, so this might look a million miles out. Are you sure? Oh, hang on a sec. That's not positioned correctly. Oh, nanofarad. Yes, you're correct. Pico, nano, micro. Yeah, well done, Steve. Yeah, there we go. 100 nano. Yep. I was nearly there. That ESR, though. Okay, so 100 nano. Oh, wow. There's lots of 100 nanos. So that's 0.01 microfarad. So all of these are 100 nanos. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there should be 11 104s. Let's pick all of those out and get them on the board together. 104. 104. 104. 104. 104, 104. 104. 104. 104. 104. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. Right. So these are C1. Let's get to it. Nano. Okay. What's the difference between ceramic and barrel type ones? So ceramic capacitors, these guys they're very cheap, and they have very high voltage tolerances. However, they have low capacity and high ESR. The barrel style ones, like these, So these ones, these are electrolytic capacitors. These guys tend to be low voltage, high capacitance, and they tend to have much lower ESR on them as well, unless I'm mistaken, depending on the brand. But it's mainly it's a trade-off of voltage tolerance and capacitance is the main thing. Did I get an ultrasonic cleaner yet? Not yet. However, it's definitely on my list of toys to buy. C1. C1. C3. C4. God, there's a lot going on this board. It's just trying to find everything. Are we in shot? We are. Let's stay there. C1. Where the hecky is C1? It must be... Oh, there it is, top left. Okay. C9. C3, C2, C10. 10, 11, 8, 9. Don't play with C4. Yeah. Oh, you guys have the delay, so I find it, and then just as I've found it and I look up the chat, everyone's going, top left! Top left! C10. C10. C11. C14. C14. Am I still in shot? Yeah. C14 is over in the bottom right. C15. 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 C16. Spotted that one already. Get in the hole, Shinji. Okay. C17. Down there. Lots of little bypass caps around our ST micro there, if it is indeed a real ST. C18. C18. I'm holding it at a janky angle because it's got legs sticking out the back. C8, C18, 13, 14, C18. C20, C20. And C23. C23. Is this Corona Bingo? Yeah. C23 above the ST. Oh, it's already gone. C23. C23. Can anyone spot it? Because I can't. I'm going to bend that leg down. There we go. Right. C23. Peace out. Okay. See you later, Scott. C23. Is this live or are we chatting in the past? C23. Okay, stop saying C23 and actually look on the board. There are times where I just read the chat while repeating C23. C22. It's got to be close. It's around here. 17, 22, 20, 19. 12, 13. 23, there it is. I got it. Center board. Oh, yeah, you guys saw it. Oh, no, and there was a wall of in the middles before I saw it. There we go. Okay, let's get all these guys. Don't fall out. Don't fall out. Don't fall out. There we go. Time for legs. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, and the soldering iron's gone to sleep. Okay, I tell you what, while I wake up the soldering iron, I'm just going to quickly warm up the kettle and stick on another drink. Whoop. Actually, no, I'm just going to break open my can of Rio. I have a can of Rio from where I picked up dinner. Rio Tropical. Bringing it back. Teltac will get that one. You can make the views watching the paint dry. Yeah. I'm astonished that so many people have come out to watch me put this thing together. For some people, though, it's just a relaxing thing. Just sit and chill out and watch someone just put something together. It's oddly satisfying. Right. Whoop. Whoop. Some of these are probably going to be dreadfully wonky. Oh, I've got too much solder here. Oh, that's gone wrong. But that's okay. We'll touch all of these up in a moment. There's too many legs on this board. Hey. Get on there. Ooh, get in that. Get in that. Get up there. And there. And that. Alright. Anyone ungodly out of place? Oh god, what happened to you? You're very wonky. That's gone wrong, but that's okay. Yeah. Better. You're a little bit wonky as well. Let's straighten you out. Anyone else horrendously wonky? They're all wonky, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Right, let's snip those legs off. Do-do-do-do-do. You need flux. It's fine. They're all sticking on. Get all these legs off. No leggy boys on this board. I'm very carefully picking up the legs because otherwise I'll be finding them everywhere for the next 2 years. Whoops. Nearly snipped off that entire pad then. There we go. Okay. We have capacitors. There are more capacitors to go. Where's my Rio? It's there. Do I have a fume extractor or good ventilation? No. I should do, but I don't. Yeah, flux is only needed for SMD. I'd agree with that. Again, assuming you're using leaded solder. If you have unleaded solder, you're probably going to need flux for anything at all. But as I've mentioned a couple of times, I've got archaic solder here. This is old boy stuff. And it's riddled with flux. There's shed loads of it in there. Apparently it's quite expensive to find this stuff these days. And I've got this big old spool from my granddad's attic. My soldering skills are second to none. I wouldn't go that far. However, I've spent some hours on an iron. I definitely wouldn't say they're second to none though, but I appreciate that. Right, what's next? We've got more surface capacitors to do. Right, we've got... all the rest of these are all randos. So let's see. This is 22, so that's going to be 22 puff. That's C12 and C13. So these are for our crystal there. When you have a crystal oscillator that runs the clock on your microcontroller, it has to be decoupled with two capacitors, which always seem to be 22 puff. I don't know the science behind that. However, on all the kits I've built that have a microcontroller, you have a microcontroller, a crystal, and a pair of capacitors on that. Oh, those aren't decoupling, actually. They are... What do you call that? AC coupled? I don't know. You have two capacitors. And now our capacitors are on the board. Get on there. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dunzo. Rio. When's aluminium solder used? I don't know. Anyone know the answer to that one? Aluminium solder? 1. Is that just 1 puff? Yeah, that's C5. It's just 1 puff. What's the point in 1 puff? That's nothing. What did I say? C5. C5. C2. C3. C5. Interestingly, the instructions for this do actually have full schematics as well. So if you're a bit of a nerd and you want to try and reverse engineer this and figure out how it works, you can actually study the schematic and see if you can understand it. I'm not going to do that in this stream. However, you could have a go at it if you bought a kit like this. A lot of the kits do tend to come with schematics just to help you diagnose it if it doesn't work. What does a resistor do and why there's so many? A resistor, it resists the flow of current. And the principal reason is electricity is like water and it takes the path of least resistance. So you have various resistors to direct the mass flow of current in the direction you want it to go. And there are some areas where you want to check how much water is there, but you don't want the water to rush in that direction. So you have a resistor that is just providing a measurement point so you can see how much water is there, but it's not letting all the water through to drown your measurement. So it's difficult to give a straight answer to that because it all depends on context. But that's the gist of it. Is it's all there to direct the flow of current to the right places. I do want to make some videos that cover this because there's a 1,000,001 videos out there that are like sort of electronics 101, resistors and stuff like that. But the problem is they all tend to start from textbooks, which give lots and lots of equations and mathematics. And I'm sure that's the correct way to learn if you're learning engineering. But for a lot of people, they see that wall of algorithms and they go, and they just switch off. So sometimes I want to try and make a bit of a layman's approach. Right, what's that? That is... I think that's 121. I'm going to do a super zoom up on that to make sure I'm reading that correctly. Whoop. Yeah, that's 121. So that is 12 and 1 0. So that's 120 puff. $120 picofarads. That's C7 and C8. C7. I'm going to put on a couple now, just so we're not stopping after every single component that I put on the board. Uh-oh. This one's got a very bad marking. Got an hour and 17 minutes. I hope it doesn't take me that long. I kind of want it to be done in less than 3 hours, excuse me. Oh, God. Do you think that's a 3? I think that's a 3. I think that used to be a 3. Have we got a 3 puff? We have. We've got a 3 picofarad, which is C3, ironically. C3. Whoop. And that one. I think that's our last capacitor. That can't be our last capacitor. Oh, it can. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So this one is another 121. So that's 12 and 1 0, so 120. So that is C7 or C8. So C7 we've done. C8. C8, where was C8? It was around here somewhere. We're missing C2. We're missing some capacitors, and that does me a concern. I think I might be missing some parts. We'll worry about that later. I can't find C8 first. It's right in front of me somewhere. People are probably screaming at me. Aluminium rod for TIG welding. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. C3 is P0. Whereabouts was that? Where was I? C3. C2. Oh, C3 we've already filled. What was I talking about? 120 puff. Oh, C8, sorry. C8. Losing the plot. Losing the plot. C8. There it is. Found it. Got there in the end. Y'all are very patient. There you go. Yeah, you guys all spotted it. Yep. Whoop. We got it. Soldering iron. Wake up. Yep. Looks like there's not enough solder on these things, but there's no pad there, so there won't be. I keep looking at that going, oh, can we get some more solder on there? And it's just like, there's nothing left for the solder to join onto. The pads are so damn small. SMD would have bigger pads than these because there wouldn't be holes through them. Again, I don't know why they make the pads so small. It doesn't save them money. How strange. You solder with flux inside. I do. Why didn't you follow the instructions? Decide to do the capacitors first. We're doing it in order. I'm following the I'm doing it in the order that the instructions say. I'd have done the capacitors after the things, to be honest, but that's where we are. Oh, yeah. So next is tactile switches. So, yeah, we jumped the tactile switches, and then it's LED. So let's do the tactile switches, because that's next. Oh, wait, no, sorry. We've got more caps. We've got the electrolytics to do. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Electrolytics. Have we got any more electrolytics? No, we've got another big old inductor. We'll worry about that when we get to it, though. That's all the electrolytics. Right, the electrolytics, we've got a 100 micro. I think these are all 100 micro. Yeah, these are all 100 microfarads. Yep, they're all the same. They're all 100 mics. So these will be all the remaining ones. So let's drop these into place. These are going to be difficult to get on at the same time. And I need to bring the camera up so I can float the board. Don't forget about C2. I've run out of ceramics. I have run out of ceramics. C2 is supposed to be a 330 puff. I'm going to get... I tell you what, I have suspicion that I'm missing a ceramic capacitor. As soon as I put these electrolytics on the board, I will search the desk to see if I can find it. However, I think we're missing it. I have a backup, don't worry. I have a backup for what we'll do about that. However, I will search for that in a moment. I'm just going to clear some bits out of my way. And then I will check if I've knocked C2 to the floor or something like that. I think, though, we're actually missing a capacitor in the kit, which is quite common for these kits to be missing a bit. And if that's the case, it's fine. I have a spare. The catch is the spare is SMD. So we'll have to bodge an SMD cap in there, which will be fine. Where's my last electrolytic go? Where's my last round boy? C24. Here we go. There we go. That'll do. You just want to say amazing stream. I'm glad you're having fun, Dan. Check your sleeves. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they do put extras in the kits. Sometimes there's extras. Sometimes there's not enough. Sometimes there's extra of one component and not enough of another. It's very frustrating. Oh, I've just spotted it. Just found it in the pile. We got it. I knew it'd show up. Right. Oh, heckin' soldering iron's gone to sleep again. I'd be able to spot if the heckin' screen worked. Hang on a sec. We're waiting for the soldering iron to warm up. Hope I got the electrolytics around the right way. I'm going to do one leg of each one and then double check them. None of this is high energy, so we won't blow any of them up, but they certainly won't appreciate being the wrong way round. Get on there. Okay, right. Plus on the left, plus on the bottom, plus on the top, plus on the top, plus on the right, plus on the left. Yeah, those are fine. Okay, so now I'm going to use my thumb to just press that down to the board while I reflow the single leg. Whoops, sorry, I'm going to nudge the camera now and then while I'm doing this bit. So again, if you watch, I'm going to reflow while pushing. So it's dead straight. Is that all of them? Yep, those are nice and straight. I like that. Get the rest of those soldered down. Arrow go on plus. Have I made any custom PCBs? I haven't, but I want to. I want to make my own PCBs. I just don't know what to make. I don't have any ideas for that. Tell us what an oscilloscope is used for. Lots of things. It's used for looking at... If you stick around to the end, it will be easy if you stick around to the end when we actually fire this thing up and I demonstrate it. It's used for looking at waveforms which change, because a multimeter can only show you what it is at the time. It can tell you what it is at a specific moment in time, whereas a scope shows you what a value is over time. So you can see how the value changes over time. And that can be useful for looking at a steady ordered wave, or for a burst of signal that goes up and down as actual communications. Some of those are horrible joins, but they're fine. Just going to check all of those. That'll do. However, when we've got this thing working, I will demonstrate what we can look at with it. I have plans. There is a plan, contrary to what it may seem. 009-005 SMD. Good grief, that sounds horrifying. Arrow is negative. Yes, correct. Yep, you can look at PWM with an oscilloscope. I've done that in a couple of videos. You want a small scope on your modular synth rack. Something like one of these would probably be rad for that. Like one of these kits. You could do a cheap ghetto thing with that. That'd be cool. Modular synth is awesome. I love modular synth. Do my glasses tend to slip down my nose? Not terribly. I mean, they do work down my face over time, and then, as with all glasses wearers, I'll just do that, or I'll do that. You never put your fingers on the lenses. If you ever see someone put their fingers on their lenses, they're not really glasses wearers. They're posers. But yeah, it doesn't worry me too much. Good comparison is multimeter takes a picture while the scope takes a video. That's a really good analogy for it. Electro, I like that. How much memory does this kit have? Yes. It doesn't, I don't think. Keep a long cutoff. I think the only memory this thing has will probably be the couple of kilobits that are in this micro. Hello, mate, from Western Canada. Love the videos. Thanks, much appreciated, my dude. How you doing? Right, our capacitors are on. Oh, we've got to put on our last boy. Our last boy, our missing boy, is 331. So that's 33 and 10. So that's 330. And that is the elusive C2. Which goes there. Hooray! Wah. I hope the soldering iron doesn't clatter too much when I put it back in the holder. It is right next to the mic, which is an awful place to put it, but who said I was a professional? Alright, we have a C2. Good. Need some RGB. I agree. Okay. Oh, I nearly sent the Rio flying then. That would have been a disaster. Alright, the next thing is LED. So yes, we're adding G. There's no R or B, but we are adding G. So we've got a third of RGB on this thing. Let's go. Where does the LED go? LED is D3, and that appears down here at the bottom where it says triggered. This is our triggered LED. Right, and let's see. Longer lead is positive. Longer lead is the anode, and that goes to the positive, so it goes that way around. So, once again, we're going to solder one pad of this and then make sure it's straight. Oh my word, it's dancing all over the place. Okay, right, so I'll press on that with my thumb. There we go. One LED. Bam. Whoop. Really like me and the Caradog Rumble streams. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I'd greatly appreciate it. Glad people are digging it. Oscilloscopes are not scary and super useful. Absolutely. I'm an absolute noob with oscilloscopes. I don't actually own a proper oscilloscope. This stupid one that I've got here, this is the only one that I ever use. I do want to buy a really nice, well, I say a really nice one. I'm on the lookout for a good starter scope. I'm looking for like, you know, like, I don't know, just a 100 megahertz one, but I'd like one that's got a nice modern looking one with a nice big screen on it. But they don't make many scopes that have got a nice big screen that don't cost the earth. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking to spend, I don't know, I guess £300, maybe 400, that kind of money. But we'll see. Could you measure your heart rate with an oscilloscope? Well, not quite. They're the similar kind of deal, but that's a different kind of oscilloscope. They do get really expensive, so yeah. Trigged, not triggered. Yeah, triggered is too long. Okay. Let's see. Flat side is anode. Oh, you're correct. No, flat side is cathode. No, the flat side is the cathode on an LED. I'll fight you over that one. I reckon that's going to work. Ask Dave for one. Oh, he's over in Australia. It'll cost the earth to send it to me. So yeah, take a look at the automotive scopes that garages use on cars. All right, yeah. Better buy a thermal camera for that. I want to get one of those as well. Right. What's next on the destructions? Dad joke. Pin header for parts. Okay. I'm not going to put the pin header on. The pin header goes there, which is a JST connector for power. To power this thing, I'm probably going to hook jumper wires to there. So I'm not going to put the pin header on there because I'm probably going to solder jumper wires. So we're skipping that. Transistor. Q1 and Q2. All right. So we got two transistors, an 8550 and a 9014. Let's have a look. Let's get out the poor man's microscope. How many FPS would the oscilloscope get? No idea is the answer to that. It's enough to be useful. Oh, that's a regulator, I think. Let's come back to that one. I think that's a regulator as well. (9014). Yep, that's our Q2, 9014. (8550). That's the other one. Q1 and Q2. Got them. Whoop. Still not done step 6. What was step 6? Oh, the tactile switches. No, we've forgotten the tactile switches. We'll do those next. We shall do those next. Big Clive has done some reviews on the thermal cat phones. I was thinking of picking up a second-hand cat phone. That was actually one of my. That was actually one of the ideas I had. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, buy one of the Seek things that you plug into your phone." But I don't want to need my personal phone to make videos. So I was thinking of buying a second-hand cat phone, so I had a dedicated device for it. Oh, we should probably. This is Q1. That needs to go. That's U5. Where's Q1? Q1 it goes there. Oh, hold on a sec. We've got to figure out which way around these heckin' things go, because just because it's that way on the board doesn't mean that's the way around it goes. Probably does, but it does. It does. The pitch confirms that. I am doing it right. That goes in there. Come on. Come on, leggies, bend. Get in there. There we go. It goes on like that. Crisis averted. Yeah. And the other one. My dad always used to say, what's worse than fumbling with something? Watching someone else fumble with something. So, y'all are very patient. Come on, get in there. Get in there. There we go. Them's our boys. And once again, I'm going to solder one leg, then make good. Soldering iron, warm up. All right, let's... Oh, that guy's straight already. That guy jumped out of place. There we go. Can I run Doom on it? No. Get an old iPhone. Fleer Pro does the good job. Okay, yeah, maybe. Problem is, the cost of an old iPhone will make it not worth it. Alright. That's those guys. Let's trim those legs. Bam. 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 We're going to see Buildzoid teardown of this PCB. So as you can see... No, I can't do a Buildzoid impression. Something about VRMs. Not much flux in these solders. I've got fluxed. I got flux core solder. It's fine. It's fine. Do. Blue Glow Electronics just started an oscilloscope buying video. Alright, that sounds interesting. That sounds cool. Is the second transistor in the right place? Let's double check. Q2, yes, and Q1, yes. And I'm going to check I put them the right way round. 9014 is Q2. 9014 is Q2. Yes, those are definitely correct. They're definitely in the right place. Did the oscilloscope come with a case? It did. Unfortunately, some parts of the case are broken, so I don't know how well the case is going to work. 56 minutes. Oh no. It's all right. We've got a lot on there now. I'm running out of parts over here. Let's put the tactile switches on, which was back at step 6 that we skipped over. So the tact switches are these boys. 1. 2. 3. 4. 4. Oh my word. There we go. 4. And we've got a 5th one somewhere down the bottom. A reset button in case it crashes, I guess, which sounds a bit ominous. Oh, that's going to be the trigger reset, idiot. There we go. Right, let's get those guys soldered in. These are big ones. These are going to make me fight. Live stream, nice. Your one of these is still unassembled. Get that bad boy out and put him together. Get her done. One of the Buildzoid videos, he talked about wanting an oscilloscope. Oh, this one will be no good to him. He needs a proper oscilloscope. I'm surprised he doesn't have one already. I'm surprised he doesn't already have one, to be honest. He should have one with the level he's working at. Buildzoid knows his stuff. I'm surprised he doesn't already have one. Whoop. I'm sure he's got one that he's got his eye on. He probably just hasn't got around to buying it yet. He's a bit of a scatterbrain, I think, Buildzoid. Don't get me wrong, he's very good at what he does. He is filling a very interesting niche in the industry of people who are actually really paying attention to boards at a review level. The only other people that actually look into the level that he does are extreme overclockers who are doing it for the sake of getting their scores up, not for the sake of making a review per se. However, unfortunately, because he refuses to edit his videos, his content can be a little bit inaccessible. Nothing doing. I understand why he doesn't edit, but he should. He's going to have to accept it that sooner or later, he's going to need to edit videos. He would have many more subscribers if he edited. It stunts his growth considerably, in my opinion. Again, nothing doing. The guy's a lot more talented than I am. However, he should be editing his videos. And I'm sure people have said this to him before, and I'm sure he's like, yeah, I know. However, whatever. But yeah. He has one, but he wanted a really good one. Okay, fair enough. Oh, you're waiting for me to... Oh, no, we've still got the 40-pin connected. I'd forgotten about this guy. Ugh. Webcam prices have skyrocketed these months. They have indeed. Joe Bearded Hardware is a demon on PCBs. That sounds cool. Dull is the word, Buildzoid. Yeah. And yeah, I agree. And again, I don't say that as an insult. I say it as constructive criticism. There are some people, though, who will be listening with rapt attention because they want to know what he's talking about. But that's a fairly limited audience. He could make his content significantly more accessible. But yeah, we're talking about a chap named Buildzoid. Actually Hardcore Overclocking is his channel name. He does very, very detailed breakdowns on motherboards and explains how the VRMs are configured and whether it's good or not and stuff like that. He literally consults to Gamers Nexus on which boards are good. So yeah, you don't agree with me. You feel like Nexus is more boring to listen to. Yeah, kind of. Steve is difficult. Steve does need more practice at speaking. Like, I know he's trying, but he's not quite there, and I don't know why. I don't know how to fix Steve's problem. But yeah, I'm sure he's aware of it. However, again, when I want a review that is like, if I want a review on a certain CPU cooler or on a certain CPU, Gamers Nexus is where I go to get that information from. Like, you can say what you like about Steve at GN, but if you want numbers, they got numbers. They are the people to talk to. We need to put on our voltage regulators next. Voltage regulators, U4 and U5. These are identical. Packages are similar. Do not mix up. Ooh, 7978. Okay. Nearly got caught out there. I was like, I don't understand it. That's the same. Any chance of my beard going? No. Never. Right, okay, so we've got 79L and 78L. Oh, damn it. Let's do the zoom in again. I keep putting my Rio can down in front of my mouse. 78L05. So that's U5. U5 goes over here. Steve reads charts. Yes. His mountain biking channel is cool. That's cool. I didn't know he had a mountain biking channel. Yeah, he does read charts, but he also explains the charts. He explains how to interpret the chart and what the takeaway from the chart is. However, again, that's not necessarily entertainment. And the soldering iron has gone to sleep again. Come on. And straighten, because that's a million miles off. There we go. That gave me a satisfying click. Do-do-do-do-do. This channel worth supporting. Yeah, greatly appreciated, Nick White. 79 is negative reg. All right, there you go. That answers that question then. Nothing about other YouTubers. Everyone is doing their best. I agree with that. I speak my opinions here, and these are purely observations and opinions. I appreciate all YouTube channels that are out there making content. Everyone who is going out there making content, they're doing something. And it's easy to criticize. Criticism is really easy. Doing better, that's a lot harder. So, you know, when I sit here talking about other YouTube channels, you know, I'm just shooting here. I'm just chatting for breeze. Ultimately, they all got where they are for a reason, and they're all great at what they do. And I love all of them. So, as I say, don't get me wrong. Don't misinterpret me. I like all these channels, and they're all good at their own thing. They've all got their own little niches. GN have got their charts, and if you want charts, then GN is where you want to be. I want a wholesome takeaway. Whoop. Okay, let's see. Build's always about bar graphs. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Most thorough YouTuber's got to be Mr. Carlson. I have not watched a lot of Mr. Carlson, but what I have seen seems really rad. Yeah, he does seem like a cool dude, and I do want to watch more of his content. I want to watch a lot more content, but I don't have a lot of free time these days. And I don't, like... I really hate it when people are just like, I don't have time for this. It's like, well, make the time then. But I make the time for a lot of people. And unfortunately, there's only so many days of the week, you know? Glad you find a Livestream IT channel that isn't building the generic best gaming PC ever. That's boring. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. I'm sure there's people that are, and that's okay. But that's not my cup of tea either. Right. That's our regulators done. What temp do I run my iron at? 140C? No, 400C. Yeah. For soldering, for a kit like this, 350 is probably fine. For just double-sided board like this, 350 would probably be absolutely fine. I generally run my iron at 400 degrees because I'm used to working on motherboards where you need at least 400. So yeah. Generally speaking, 400 is a good place to be. But if you're working on a very small board, or if you're working on a damaged board, you might want to consider dropping down to like 380, 360 maybe. It's really hard to say. When the more experienced you get with an adjustable soldering iron, the more you experiment with working with using different temperatures, the more you learn when you need more or less heat. And the only way is to try it. Like now and then, I've experimented where I've turned my soldering iron all the way down to like 350 and found I could still solder just fine and been like, do we really need all this heat? And then I'll put it on a motherboard and it just doesn't work. It's like the iron's turned off and you're like, holy crap. Okay, now we need the heat, you know. Meanwhile, you run your iron at 480. Now, 480 is also fine. However, on small boards, you might find that you start singeing things. And also, of course, you're running your tip really hot, which wears your tip out faster. So more heat can make things easier, but it also increases the risk of damaging stuff. So, but also, different things work for different people, and it also depends on your soldering iron. Like, if you've got a NAF soldering iron, like, here's my WEP soldering iron. This is the one that I started out with. It's not turned on, don't worry. This is not a heater and tip one. If I take the tip off of this guy, as you can see, that's the soldering iron tip, and there's the heating element. And because this is a crap cheap soldering iron, that goes over there, and it's just held on with this. And that's a really bad way of transferring heat. So I have to run this iron ridiculously hot to get anything up to the end of it. So this iron, I run this at like 450, 480. However, the TS100, this guy can do the same amount of work at 400 degrees C because it's got a vastly superior tip to it. So yeah, as the crazy said, the iron depends on the board, and it also depends on the tip and the iron and so on and so forth. So yeah. Let's see. Hello, Slinkinage. How you doing, my dude? Let's see. It is indeed. It's 20 past 9 here at the moment. Right, Rio done. Let's get back to the board. Fill in the tip hole with thermal paste. You'd need some magical thermal paste to take that kind of damage. No idea though. I don't use that iron anyway. This soldering iron, I use this for abusive stuff when I'm doing something really dumb and stupid, or when I'm redoing heat stakes and stuff like that. I use this iron because I really don't care about it. It's a cheap iron. It's not very good. Better irons there are better irons, and I have better irons. Right, capacitor trimmers. Let's get them on the board. Are these identical? They are. Let's get them on. Both Marco Reps and this old Tony have similar weird sense of humour. I'll take that as a compliment. Okay, right. Do these have a right way round? I'm going to put them the right way round as they say on the board. These things look really, really naff. So these are adjuster capacitors. Variable capacitors. Quite uncommon variable capacitors. I'm going to need some... I'm going to do terrible things that are going to make people cringe. I'm going to put solder directly on my iron. There's method to my madness. And then I can go zap. Get on there, you dick. And this is why you don't put solder on your iron. There we go. 1. Get on that. Just stay in place. There we go. 2. There we go. Now there's a held up flat on the board. Now I'll do it properly. Oh, we're miles out of focus. Let me fix the focus. Sorry, guys. Whoop. Switch irons to get a higher difficulty level. No. To be honest, this board, apart from having really small pads, you could do this board with any iron. I did say at the start of the stream, this is a good place to start learning to solder. And any cheap old iron will manage these boards. No problem. Whoop, there we go. Stick a radiator into a microprocessor. Yeah. Focus. 500 views. Are we really at 500? That's a record for me. That's mad. You're all mad for coming here, but I love you. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's see. Rio and soldering fumes. Put that somewhere where it's not going to destroy something. Rio and soldering fumes. It's a good mix. Let's see. Okay, that's our capacitor trimmers to do. Next is the power inductor. 1 microhenry. Okay. So that guy goes up here at L2. It's not polarized. Solder. Oops, that's not going down to the board at all. Get down there. You know, honestly, I think I would have been better with my knife edge tip on this board. It's a bit late in the day to switch over, but I genuinely think my knife edge would have actually given me a better thermal transmission on this one. Do it with a paint stripping heat gun. Oh no. Doo-doo. Don't know how to highlight. Fair enough. Any old iron? Any old iron? Yeah. Jan Merling, thank you very much for the euro. You may have misled me. You actually have 1 hour and 40 minutes left before you have to buy me a burger. Oh no. Well, that's good. We've got plenty of time then. We're fine. Those blobby solders are a lack of flux. It's a lack of pad, my dude. Have you seen how small the pads are on this sodding board? They're terrible. It's terrible, Muriel. Right. Marco's cancelled build makes me... Cancelled build? What's that all about? I don't know much about it. What's the hook with it? Is it high spec or what? Right, that's our power inductor. What's next? 14, electrolytic capacitors. We've already done those. 15, power connector. J10. Let's do it. Right. Time to drown this in solder. Because big old tabs. Oh, CNC build. All right, that sounds interesting. You're watching from Sri Lanka. Hello, Sri Lanka. Gray's allergic to flux. I am, but also, with respect, a lot of people have no idea where you do actually need and not need flux. And also do not realize how much flux is in the solder iron I'm using. This is not modern solder. This is ancient solder. I got it from an asteroid that landed. Whoop. Reflow all of those. I do understand, you know, when people say sort of, oh, look at those blobby joins. However, the blobby joins are because there's no pads on this board. Not because there's no flux. Is that guy flat? He's flat. That's fine. How many poles of flux? Millipoles? No, we're definitely down in the nano. We're definitely down in the micropoles. That's upside down. There we go. Oh, those tabs are massive. Am I going to try and chip those? Yeah, I'm going to try and snip those off. I'm going to use my other pro tip. When you have flush cutters, have 2 pairs of flush cutters. One of them, you put a bit of tape around it. This is the abuse pair that you do stupid stuff with and is blunt as hell. And this is the nice pair that are actually sharp. So when you want to chop something that you probably shouldn't chop with your flush cutters, ow, you use the crap pair. Ow. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, we're just going to shatter the joint doing that. I'm just trying to make these sit down a little bit. I'll reflow these in a minute. I just didn't want them to be that long. I'm going to reflow those solder joints because we're going to crack solder joints with that much force. There we go. Those are reflowed. Have I heard about soldering paste? I have. I want to try out soldering paste. I want to practice with it and reballing, but I don't have anything to practice on. I need to see if like practice kits exist for that. Reflow? Yep, I got it. Don't worry about it. Soldering paste mostly makes its debut in S&D. Yeah. People asking how much the kit cost. This kit is approximately about £15 from Amazon. You could probably find it cheaper, like $15 US, or probably about $12 US if you went to somewhere like AliExpress and ordered it from China. It depends where you order it from, basically. If you order it from a Chinese website like AliExpress or Banggood, it'll be cheaper, but it'll take longer to arrive. The transistors look like delicious candies. You're always taught never to clean the tip after use, but to clean it before use. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, there are good practices, and it depends. Sometimes it matters and it doesn't. It also depends on how expensive your tips are to replace. Replacement tips for this iron are not particularly expensive. If I had a really expensive Hakko, or Hakko, and my replacement tips were $70, I'd probably care a bit more. So, yeah. You've broken a cutter like that. Yeah, you got to be careful. Like I mentioned, that's why I was covering them with my hand, and that's why I have a crap pair of cutters for it. Right, what's next? Pin header, male. We are assuming the gender of this pin header. Right, that goes down there. Am I going to fit these? Yeah, I think I will. There's a triple. This is supposed to be a triple pin header. I'm going to check what other pin headers have we got. That's for the LCD board. It should be that, I believe. There we go, 4 and a 1. Yep, that goes there. That goes there. And these are debug ports. Okay, right. Can I get those to sit down? One's fallen out already. Tell you what, I might use a pro tip. No, I don't need to. This is fine. Why don't you put all the parts in place with just a leg soldered and then solder all the wired legs together? Yeah, there's probably faster ways of doing this. I'm trying to do a mixture of stuff. I'm trying to mix it up, so I'm doing a bit of soldering, a bit of picking and placing and so on, so we don't end up watching too much of the same thing. In terms of actual speed and efficiency, this might not be the most efficient way to do it. I'm just trying to do something that I feel is probably the more entertaining way of doing it, or just keeps things most interesting. There's a 4-pin to the right of the 3. Yeah, that's right. If you want to practice with paste, buy a dead iPhone and a stencil for that. Rip the CPU in parts and practice. Yeah, that's a good idea. Weller seems like a good brand. Yeah, they've had their ups and their downs. Oh, Weller. I like the some of the Chinese ones, though, to be honest. Like the TS100 here. You know, it's a cheap Chinese thing. But it's got a very good rep for a reason. It's an underdog iron, which is great for electronics. Oh, my kingdom for larger solder pads. The solder isn't flowing because it's got nowhere to flow to. I know the people are screaming more flux, but flux doesn't help if there's no metal to solder to. That's the problem here. Oh, there's too much solder there. There we go. Let's sort that out. Get in there. Is that straight? Yeah. It's good enough. Yeah, those are all on. That's fine. What do you power the TS100 with? I have a 65-watt laptop charger plugged into mine. No Henry's Ford's conveyor job for me. Yeah. Sorry about the rubbish Amazon link. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube chat is automatically shooting things. I haven't got any moderation tools on at the moment. Right, next, pin headers. Female. Okay. Right, so we have J7 and J8. Right, for these guys, I'm going to use a quick trick to make these a bit easier to solder. I'm going to use a little bit of flux as some temporary glue. So I put a little bit of squirt of flux there, and we'll push it down through there, and that'll make him stick in place. So when I turn the board over, he won't fall off. What's the time? 9:30. Okay. This is taking longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. I want these to be pretty straight. There we go. Really should change the tip. You know what? Let's do that. Because we've got this big old 40... We've got this massive 40-pin connector coming up. Let's change tips. Whoops, I accidentally just sunk my chair. Found the flux tube. Put that over there to cool down. I'm going to put the knife edge tip on. So on goes my TSKU knife edge. Start warming this guy up. T12K tip. I don't have all of them, unfortunately. This is the only other one I've got. But as I say, I think this one will work better for me. This hasn't been on for a while, this tip, so I'm going to warm it up and clean it up. This is very well used, actually, this tip. It's pretty worn out. It needs replacing, but it'll do. Okay, what are we doing? These J connectors. Right, let's try that out. Oh, that's much nicer. Yeah, I should have done this. I should have done this 2 hours ago. Straight on there. Miles better. There's a reason why I love this tip. Right, let's just straighten those. People said I was mad using the TSKU. It's a great tip. There we go. That's a knife. What football team do I support? None of them. Not into it. These will be the most perfect joints. Okay, right. Now we've got to put on the big boy. We've got to do this guy twice on both sides. We've got to do it on the screen and on the main board. All right, let's put him in. I really hope none of these pins are bent. They're not. That's great. Look at this board. It's nearly done. Look at all this stuff on there. We've got loads of things on there now. And then it fell off. Right, let's do one at each end to get it in place. Oops, I'm bending something on the back of the board. I've got to watch where I put my fingers now. There we go. Right, that is in place. Time for soldering. Okay. A tech tip. Oh, done quite a bit considering you're talking to us at the same time. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Draw a line of flux over all those pins. You know what? I'll do it for you guys. This is for you guys. It's time for a millipole of flux. One entire millipole of flux. There we go. The most perfect line of flux. There we go. Stop bending things. Don't be a bender. Drag solder. Oh, my drag solder game ain't there. However, let's see if we can... Oh, it might be actually. With this tip... Oh, I'm not feeding the solder in fast enough, though. What's that? Oh, we missed a couple. That wasn't bad. That did make light work of that. Uh-oh, bridge. That wasn't bad. Oh, there was some satisfying there, yeah. Lewis approves. The flux gods have been achieved, and there's a cloud of flux smoke in here now. Smells good. Smells of freedom. Let's go. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can get you guys a nice artsy shot for this one. Let's see if we can get you guys a good money shot. Hang on a sec. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is going to be an action shot. And focus. There we go. Smells of brain cancer, probably. Oh, I'm not getting it right for this one. I can't feed the flux. I can't feed the solder in fast enough. Oh, that's a massive bridge we just put in. That's fine. We'll pull that out. Oh. Woo. Okay, I'm actually going to have to open the door. I'll open the door to the back room and the kitchen. Oh, that's just let all the cold air in from the other rooms. Beard catch with the fumes. Wear a COVID mask. Yeah. All right, let's remove that bridge there. And touch up that guy there. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's turn the camera over again so I can understand which way up it is. Oh no, cock me, Brian. Oh no. Right, that's that done. Cool. No smoke alarm. No. My shop is too small to actually need one, believe it or not. Why no fume extractor? I don't have space for one. I'm going to get one in the new shop, though. Chance of it working first time. I have faith. I have faith. Slide switches, then BNC. Okay, slide switches. One. Oop. The Crazy Age. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Thank you very much for the €10. Just a little tip since you've left the EU. Oh no. Thanks for your time waiting for the next MacBook repair. Help us, we need you. No one cares if the tiny shop burns down. No. Literally too small. It's basically a case of, like, you can see all four corners of the room kind of thing. And there's no upstairs or downstairs. So there's literally no point in having a smoke alarm in here. New shop opening in 2032. Sooner than that. Sooner than that. Ah. Come on. Just the tip. That heckin' anchor is soaking up heat. Let's do one side and then turn it round. Get out of there. Let's pull all of that bollocks stuff out. These pins are actually even finer, if that's possible. Come back to the other side of those in a moment. Ah. Better. Bridge, too much solder. Damn it. Get out. There we go. Those are all done. Switches. 504. Need 90-10 flux to solder ratio. Yeah. Nifty thing called flux. You did this exact three times the screen failed. Boo, that doesn't sound great. Okay, those are our switches done. The occasional knocking sound, that'll be the heater in the corner. The heater is oscillating, and when it hits a certain frequency, it knocks. I'm amazed that the microphone's picking that up. Right, let's see. BNC connector. And then we've just got to put a couple of bits on the screen, and we're about there. The end is in sight. Right, the BNC connector. I'm not looking forward to this guy. These BNC connectors are horrifying, if my memory serves me. They're big and metal and soak up all of the heat. I will absolutely flux this guy because we're going to need to get a lot of heat into these metal studs. I know we have our disagreements about flux. However, I'm fluxing this one. Thinner gauge solder might help on the small stuff. It will, you're right. I need to buy some thinner gauge solder. I agree with that one. Right, let's see. Ho! Come on. Look at that heat not getting in there. Come on. Heat. 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 Come on. Come on. Get some heat in there. There we go. Almost there. There we go. Now I need to repress that and reheat it. Uno. Can I use a microscope? Maybe. I can bring you guys a little bit in closer if you want to see that. Use the hot air. Oh, we could. That would be an interesting test, actually. I've never tried hot airing solder directly in there. Those pads aren't going to hold that BNC. No, you're probably right. Great singing voice, you should quit your day job. Come on. Come on. This is where you need a bigger iron. Come on. You can see the board's taking it. It's nearly there. I think it just needs it on the other side now. Oh, that's taken. There we go. Lovely. And the other side needs a bit more as well. There we go. I think that might want a bit more solder and a reflow. Heat with the hot air. Yeah, that would also work. File the posts. Yes, that would also work. I don't have a file though, so I'm not going to. Right. I'm going to give that a little bit more flux and a reflow just to get that extra out. I remember having trouble with these when I did my other oscilloscope. There we go. Lovely and flat. Perfect. More temp. Doesn't go any higher. Looks like a cold joint. Yeah, it's on there. It'll be all right. That was a tricky one, but we're there. That's not a cold joint. It's on there. Right. And now I'm going to use my bad snippers for that guy. And just to satisfy everyone, I'll reflow that just because that was a big snip. There we go. Right, BNC connector done. Test signal ring. Make a small ring with a lead and cut off. Yeah, sure. Okay. Where's a thicker cut off? So we're going to use an offcut to make our test lead ring. Heat the tip of the iron with a lighter? Really? Does that work? Right, where's a screwdriver? I'm going to use a screwdriver to mould my test ring. There we go, so I've just bent that around a screwdriver. And now we put that in there, and this will be our test ring for clipping a test signal to. Now set, I'm just going to put this in place by eye. Don't fall out. This is terrible positioning. There we go, that's held in place. There's that. Sorted. It'll fuck up your tip. Yeah, probably. Yeah, not convinced about that. If you need more help, then the people who are saying use the hot air, that's a better idea, is preheat the board with hot air and then bring the soldering iron in. That's the better move. I agree with that one. Right. Focus. Okay. Right, so next, it says we need to solder jumper 3, apparently. So JP3, which is next to U4, we have to blob that over. Yeah, sorry about my squeaky camera boom. Next to U4. U4, jumper 3. Apparently jumper 3 needs to be shorted. Could have done with knowing this at the start. There we go. Jumper 3 has been shorted. And 22 LCD board. All right. So we're putting this aside. And now we've got to put our jumpers on our LCD board. Squeak! Drag soldering was great, just used to a small tip. Yeah. I'm also rusty. I haven't done a kit build in quite a long time. I don't actually do that much soldering. Just straight up. Right, I'm going to do my flux glue technique for these bits. Bit of flux on those guys so they stick in place. And then that guy goes in there. And yeah, we're going to flux this guy up and we're going to go for another big drag solder. Let's do the small jumpers and then we'll do that. And let's just come in a little bit closer. So we're into another focus step. There we go. Flux the tripod. Yeah, sorry. Some kits you don't need too much patience for because some kits are easy ones. This is a very big kit, but that's why I wanted to do it. I like the big complicated ones. The more parts, the better. When I'm picking a kit to build, I'm mainly looking for just the number of parts it comes with. I don't really care what it does, I just want to know how many parts it comes with. Because if there's not many parts, then you're done in 10 minutes. Over 9,000. There we go. Right, time for drag soldering electric boogaloo. I've lost the flux war and given in. Look, I never had an issue with flux. I just only use it when I need it. And I will concede that for drag soldering, you need flux. I will absolutely agree with that. No. Keep the momentum. Stay on target. There we go. How's that? As a special treat, I didn't check it was on straight, and we got it in one go. We've got one guy that's sticking out a little bit, but he'll be alright. Close to 600. Damn, what are you guys all doing here? Rip the screen. Oh, it'll be alright. We're not too close to the screen. We're fine. It also has some cellophane across it for any bits that go across there. We'll be alright. Whew. Patient is at 50% of success. Scope kit like this might be suitable to check if you've got ripple on the outputs of PSUs. Yes. Mr. Pad. Hang on a sec. Let's inspect. Oh, I think you're right. Yep, there's one. Yeah, that wants another pass. Definitely a missed pad there. Come on, though. That's 40 pads. That's not bad going. We are waiting for you to use your flux. You just fixed a hard drive. Good job, man. Right. Okay, that pad has been done. And let's just re-hot pads, bro. There we go. Done like Sunday dinner. I got that one from Slink. I love that term. Right. I think we're ready. Finished look. Right, so we should be testing and using. I'm going to YOLO and I'm just going to turn it on and see if it works. Right, I need some jumper leads because I don't have a 9-volt battery snap. I probably do, but where's some small jumper leads? Let's use these ones. These are big and obnoxious. Do I really not have a battery snap? Hang on a sec. Let me just check if I've got a battery snap because that would be significantly easier. Thought I had some more suitable wires. Oh, there's one. No, it's not what I wanted. Oh, that'll do. I don't give a damn. Unless... Oh, I'm not digging through that. No. Let's just solder on some jumper wires and be done with it. I'm going to butcher a battery snap because I hate 9-volt batteries and I never use them. Alright, we're just soldering on some jumper wires for power. And I shall be there. Oh, wire stripping. That'll do. And get in that. There we go. Those are my... Oh, heck. I said get in there. Right, let's butcher some solder onto that. I just sent all my bits flying. Okay, there we go. Now they're not going to come out. All right, we have power leads. And as aforementioned, I'm going to YOLO and just stick the screen on. There we go. All right. No cleanage. I will clean it up later. However, I want to keep pressing on because I didn't... Where are we? 7? We've been going 3 hours. And I was actually aiming for a 2-hour stream. I've got time. However, I didn't expect this to take 3 hours. Which is terrible because these things always take longer than you think they will. However, I do want to press on. So yeah, cleaning is kind of low priority. Let's put these feet on the bottom of it though. I'm going to skip out on the case for this thing. I'm not too fussed about that. I'll put the case on another time. And I'll show some pictures on Twitter or something. I'll put the feet on it though. There we go. Right. Time for power. What's the USB port for? No, you can't power it from the USB port. The USB port is for hacking and diagnostics and stuff like that. Right. Let's unplug the soldering iron for a sec and bring my power cables around the back of there. Oh, these wires are kind of weedy. Hold on, I'm crocodile clipping because I'm a terrible person. There we go, that'll do. Okay, and let's connect this up. BNC. Right. Power supply. I want... Have I got anything? 5 volt. There we go. Let's start from 5. Right. And I want 9 volts. Lock in. All right. Power on. Here we go. And power. Right, do we have a power on button? No! It's kill, Jim. Alright, hang on a sec. Are we drawing any power? We're drawing 14 milliamps, but we have nothing on the screen. Okay, fine. Let's turn it off and let's remove the screen and we'll check voltages. Okay. Power on. 15 milliamps now. Beep. Right. Thou shalt check voltages. Power 9 volts. Right, check for voltage at TP22. It should be 3.3 volts. Alright, hold on. We are going to check our power. Right. D-ground. 3.3 volts. Oh. 3.3 volts is at minus 2 volts. Well, that ain't working. The LED's not working because it's not triggered. What's our 5 volt rail? Minus 5 volts. That's not right at all. Minus 5. Something's terribly wrong because our power is the wrong way round. What on earth is going on there? We have negative voltages everywhere. What the hell does that mean? Right. Oh, okay, hold on a sec. There's still something more to go here. Apply 9 volt power to J10 or J9. Check voltage at TP22. And then it says short JP4 with solder permanently. So there's a step that we've missed. There's a step we've missed. Means the probes are the wrong way around. Right. Leads reversed. Red lead on ground. Okay, there's a lot going along there. Hold on a sec. Was the red on ground? Was I actually redding on ground then? Hold on a sec. There was a step that I missed, but did I actually have the red probe on ground because I'm tired? Was I being that dense? Yes. Is the answer to that. I was being that dense. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'll take that one on the chin. I'll take that one on the chin. I have my probes the wrong way around. Right, however, I do also need TP22. Where is test pad 22? It is there. Test pad 22 is at 3.3 volts. That is correct. 10 past 10, go home. I want to. That's why we're not cleaning the board. I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done and I want to see it working now. Right, okay. If voltage at TP22 is good, disconnect power, short JP4 with solder permanently. Alright. So, power off. I skipped steps. That's why it didn't work, because I skipped steps. We weren't done. We now need to solder JP4, which presumably is going to send power to where it's needed. I YOLO'd without reading the instructions, and that's what you get. That's what happens. Right, power is off. Power is off. Short JP4 permanently. There we go. JP4 is soldered permanently. Right, now attach LCD board and then turn it on. Okay. So let's YOLO it a second time now. LCD board is on. All right, take two. Take two. Power on. Yeah, there we go. Y'all doubted me. And we've got a trace. 3 hours of fiddling, yeah. I've also done this entire stream with no break, I might add. Right, let's remove the cellophane. Oh, yes. There's a good peel. It's running. Okay, right. Let's check the test signal. Because we've got to calibrate it as well. Okay. Where does it say how to calibrate? Right, I think we're on to the actual user instructions to calibrate. You only solder once. Okay, right. Yep, use the square wave generator. Correct. Right, probe calibration. So we're just going to calibrate it for the crocodile clips for now. So connect the red test clip to the test signal. Right. Set Sen1. Okay, right. Coupling should be AC or DC. Haha. And Sen1 to to 0.1 volt. Also, by the way, there's our triggered LED. Triggered LED is working. And Sen2 to ×5. It's already at ×5. Adjust time base to 0.2 milliseconds. Okay, right. 0.2 milliseconds. Oh, 0.2 milliseconds. There we go. So there's our nice square wave. So notice how that square wave has got big old rounded edges on it. That means we're not calibrated. So right, I don't owe you a burger. Yay! I don't owe Nick White a burger. Thank you very much. Okay, tracer not stable. Adjust yada yada yada. Turn C4 with a small screwdriver so the waveform displays a sharp right angle. Okay, right. What kind of screwdriver do I need? Not Torx heads. That's too big. Where's my P0? There it is. Okay, right. Which one do we adjust? C4. No, that's too big. I need my tiny screwdriver. I'm doing this with my left hand. Oh god, that's too big as well. I need an even smaller screwdriver. Hold on. We must go smaller. It's T. Bloody hell. Alright, let's be a pleb and drop down to a flat head. There we go. I think. Nope, that's not doing the business. Bloody hell. Do I have a screwdriver that heckin' works? Not the Draper. I hate that one. That one should do it. Trying to find a screwdriver that will heckin' fit these capacitors. There we go. Okay, so there's too far. Now we're going to adjust that until we get a nice square wave. There we go. That'll do. Nick White, have a burger on me. Thank you very much. Thank you for the $5. Get an iFixit kit already. It's the shutter effect. Yes, indeed. It's not got it's a very flickery screen anyway, but there is also a bit of that as well. Okay, right, that's that done. Okay, C4 is done. Set Sen1 to 1 volt and Sen2 to X1. 1 volt, X1. Keep all other settings unchanged. Adjust C6 so sharp right angle waveform is displayed. Alright, and C6. So I'm going to go to an extreme. Oh, this one's not doing much of anything. I can't see any difference with that adjuster. I think that might be a very, very subtle one that I'm not seeing. Because like doing full rotations of that, I can't see it doing anything. Did I miss anything? Nope. That's probably good enough. Okay, right. That's that. So, let's do a little bit of testing. So, let's... the left top corner, yeah, they're not multi-turn. Yeah, it's just going to be a 100-degree turn. And yeah, there are some little top left spikes, you're right, but I can't make them go. Ooh, it's very slight, isn't it? Okay, I think that's a little bit better. There's still a little bit there, but I think it's good enough for Australia, as Dave would say. Okay, right, that's it. That's close enough for me. Let's look at some stuff. May need flux on the joints. Yeah. Touch the negative crocodile. Nah, that's not affecting it. Right. Let's look at some waveforms. So, the first thing we'll do something simple. My Anning AN8008 here has a generator on it randomly. So I'm going to set this to let's see, range, select. There we go. So let's set that to 500 Hertz. Whoop. So I've connected the probes up to the crocodile clips. And we should be able to get some information out of this. So where did I just put the instructions? This thing can probably show up some numbers on the screen because my other one can. So how do we get information? Triggers. Right. Trigger level readout. Parameter selection. Hold run. My other one of these has a way of bringing up numbers. I'm just going to try holding down some buttons and see if anything happens. Oh, there we go. Found it. That's what I wanted. Okay, right. Let's find our V-adjust. So select. Oh god, can I not hold the button down? Oh, I can just about. There we go. Right, let's move that down the screen to there. So I've adjusted my V-align down so we can have this information on screen and still see the waveform. Right, so now we've got a 500 Hertz signal coming from the multimeter at a 50% duty cycle. So that's working. So let's increase that. So 600, 700, 800, 1000. So now we're at 1 kilohertz. 2000, 3, 4, 5. And then we go down again. And now we're down to 50 hertz, and we've got to zoom out for that. So there we go. Let's take that up to a kilohertz again. And then we've got a kilohertz signal. So we're looking at a signal there. There we go. Signal generator and an OSC is a glorious test tool. Indeed. Shouldn't it be set to DC? It doesn't really matter for this particular test. Because we're putting in just a square wave anyway, it doesn't actually make any difference. Because there's no bias on our input signals, is my understanding of it. Now, have I got... Unfortunately, I don't have a sine wave generator. There is another test that I was going to do, but I don't know if we've got time for it, to be honest. Another test that I was going to do was I was going to get a RGB controller, a digital RGB controller, and set that up and connect the probes to it so we could see the digital RGB signal. The BNC goes to crocodile clips. So those go to these two. I do have some oscilloscope probes, but we don't need those just for looking at square waves. Can this be a giveaway? It could do. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. So we'll see. Is this a premiere or actually live? This is live. You're right at the end of everything though, I'm afraid. So yeah. You ain't buying burgers. Yeah. Right, okay. Let's see. It is 20 past. You know what? I think we've got time to get some RGB. So, right. Give me 2 minutes to clear the bench because, my God, the bench is full of junk. And we'll get something so we can actually look at an actual signal. So, give me a moment, everyone. Let's just reconfigure. This is my life right now. Hang on a sec. Let's go all the way over here. Alright, stand by. Extended testing follow-up. Oh, well, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Right, unplug the soldering iron, and we'll get that out the way. Because we don't... Oh, sorry, I'm shouting into the mic. Right, let's turn this thing off before I short it out. Whoop. Clearing some space. Clearing some space. You'll see what I'm up to in a minute. You'll be like, wow. Ow. Got to get rid of all of this nonsense. This is going to be a lot of adjustment for one test. However, hopefully it will be a cool finale. And it will be a practical demonstration on what you can do with a scope. Something that the PC fans will enjoy, I think. Tweezers. Move that a moment. I want to clear the thing so I can wipe down my mat. There we go. I have some space. Right. Please don't crash OBS. Good. I'm setting this up so we've got an RGB source. What GPU is that? It is an old 980. Not as flashy as it looks. All reliable. This particular one has been thrashed by Caradog himself. Right. Ferrero Rocher. Yeah. With these Ferrero Rocher, you are spoiling us. Okay, I'm going to put that up there. I'm going somewhere with this. Bear with me. We are actually going somewhere with this. Normally, I'd be able to pause the video while I do this, but we're live, so I can't. That's probably good enough. Okay, right, so now we have an RGB source. Here's some RGB strips, and I'm going to plug one into the motherboard. Oh heck, this is a gigabyte. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. We'll just pull out this one and... oh, can we have access to this one? Ooh, this might be a little trickier than expected. Oh, heck. Damn you, RGB! Okay, this has not gone to plan, but I think I can save it. I need pin adapters. I need pin adapters, and I need this computer to be the other way around, which is rather embarrassing. I can save this, don't worry. Bear with me. We're going somewhere. You could use the audio out from the PC. That's a good idea as well. We might be able to do that. Here's one I prepared earlier. Yes, I should have prepared this earlier. Halfway through the stream, I was like, I'm not going to bother with this. However, I'm like, because y'all's hung around with me and all the rest of it, I'm like, I kind of wanted to do the big finale that I originally intended to. So I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, right. There's a plan. Bear with me. It lives. There we go. For a moment, I doubted myself. All right, we have an LED strip. We have an RGB LED strip. And what we're going to do, we're going to hook up the oscilloscope to it, and we can see how the digital RGB strip is programmed. They need some diffusion. You're absolutely right. Okay, right. I need to not short this out, which is actually going to be very tricky. I might actually, I tell you what, I'm going to get a proper oscilloscope probe, or I say a proper. I'm going to get an oscilloscope probe rather than crocodile clips for this. Just so we don't actually blow it up. Because if I blow up this RGB strip, I will probably also blow up the RGB controller on the motherboard, which I don't really want to do. Okay, I think we are nearly there. Ground reference. There we go. Okay, I think we're ready. Right, now I just need to set some rainbow waves. Right, digital LED, C1. Go to color cycle, digital wave. There we go. Okay. Hold on to your hats, everyone. This is a lot of setup for a single demonstration. However, hopefully you guys will find it kind of interesting. It's absolutely not worth the wait, I can tell you that much. Right, let's bring the brightness of those LEDs down a bit so it doesn't wash out the camera. And let's try and get everything in frame at the same time. Monitoring the fan PWM? Yeah, we could probably find that. Oh, that brightness is fine. Okay, right. So, now what we're going to do is take a look at this. So, firstly, let's check out the power signal. So let's select power. Let's hold. How do we get to the power? I don't know how you use the controls on this one. That's up and down. Select. Select trigger. That's select V adjust. How do we get onto higher or lower voltages? Oh, we've only got low select. It doesn't have high inputs, this. Okay, that's fine. Well, if I stick that on the 5-volt rail now, it jumps up there. So we can see there is a very dirty 5-volt rail to our RGB. However, the bit that I wanted to show you is here. There you go. So this is the digital signal going to the RGB LEDs. So this is a serial connection. So let's see if we can get a trigger on that to take a look at it. Hold, nope. Select. Let's bring the thing down. Let's just bring that down to the bottom of the screen so we can see it a bit better. And what we're going to do, we're going to select. I need my trigger. Where's the trigger? I need to bring the trigger up. There we go. So we're going to move the trigger bar further up so it actually locks onto it. And select 5 milliseconds to... I think we're too close in here. There we go. There it is. There it is. So, there is the pulsed packets. Let's go further out. 5 milliseconds. So, as you can see, there are the pulses of data going to the LED string. That's the bit that I wanted to see. So, as you can see now, we're probing the data line on this RGB strip, and we're seeing the pulses of data that are going to the RGB strips, to the RGB chips, telling them what color to switch to at any given time. So this is the bit that we can look at with a scope. Now, with a more exotic scope, if you had like a real oscilloscope, we might actually have serial decoding, and we could actually decode the data in those packets. So how long did it take me to do this? Oh, it took me 10 minutes to set this up. Yeah, the signal is very busy, but that's probably because it's a crap scope. However, that's the bit that I wanted to demonstrate. So as you can see, there's our packets of data going down the RGB line. That's the bit. And again, we can zoom in on those and we can see there's some stuff in there, but this thing doesn't have a hope of actually being able to understand what data is in there. And if we go all the way out, yeah, it just gets a bit noisy there. That's as good as it's going to get there. We hold that. So yeah. So that is how this is working. That's how these LEDs are being told what color to switch to, because there's packets of data going across there. They're probably way too attenuated because of the scope. Yeah, I would say you're probably right. But yes, there you go. So that is how digital RGB works. So someone said PWM on a fan. Sure, I've demonstrated that in videos before. Let's plug a fan in and we'll look at the output from it. So let me get this RGB strip out of the way. I'll leave it to there. I need a fan. Ugh. I need a fan and a fan splitter. I've got a fan splitter. I think, somewhere. Ooh, if we don't find this fan splitter soon, that'll be bad news. That's no good. Oh, sure, I had fan splitters. I need one to be able to do this demonstration. I'm going to be infinitely sad if I can't find one. I'm sure I had one. Okay, no, we're going to have to get to it because I can't find any fan splitters. Alright, that's fine. We can still do this. Ugh. Can I get to the back of the label? Oh, I can. This'll work, this'll work. Okay. Right. Let's plug the fan in. We're going to have to adjust stuff here. Right, and we're moving across again. I could stop and vary the speed with my finger. I can do you one better than that because I can drop into BIOS and control it from there. Shut down. Right, and we've got to move across to here now. Whoop. Trying to make sure that everything's on screen at the same time. This might be the last one we do, I think. There we go. Right. Power on. Spamming into delete mode. Delete so I can get into the BIOS, so I can actually adjust it. fan is making weird noises. Right, PC health status. No, that's not what I wanted. I need... where's my fan control on this thing? MIT Smart Fan 5. There we go. Right, where am I plugged into? I'm on Sysfan 2. Are you sure? Sysfan 2A and Sysfan 2B. Oh, there's both. There we go. Right, this PWM and manual. Okay, right. Firstly, let's get a picture of things. So, this is going to be tough to figure out. I need a ground. Ooh. Just going to peel this label off. There we go. We don't need that. Just probe the tack output. We might be able to get both. Right, where's our ground? Ground is over there. All right, this is going to be tough to probe, but I'll do my best. Okay, let's come off of that. So we want 1 volt. Let's start in there. Okay, and slipped off the probe. I need something under the fan because I'm pressing it against the table, which is dragging the fan down. Hold up. There we go, that's better. Try not to short everything out. Getting the ground in place is difficult. There we go, right. No, I've lost it. Come on. There it is. Right, so there we have a 23.5 kilohertz wave. That's a very ugly square wave, but the probing that I'm doing here is terrible. So the probing is horrendous. However, there we go. If I had a board holder, yeah, all right, whatever. However, there we go. So we're at a 40% duty cycle there. So the fan is at 40%. So now, if I go in, what I'll do is I'll go into the BIOS and I'll change that to, we'll change that down to 20% and we'll see how the waveform changes. So you can also use the PSU ground. Yeah, the ground lead on the probe won't reach. The probing I'm doing is horrendous here. This is a very bad probing, but it's the best I can manage. Right. So let's ramp this thing up to something. There it goes. Oh, we're going up instead of down. There we go. So now I've ramped that guy up to 60, the high 60s. In the BIOS it says 68%. We're reading about 65 on the screen there. But as you can see, we are getting the PWM signal to the fan. So that's the fan being told to turn on and off. Recalibrate the probe. Yeah, the probe is fine. It's the fact that I'm holding it against the pads with one hand is the problem here. This is what we're dealing with, one-handed probing. It's not good. However, it's enough to demonstrate the point. So now let's bring the speed right the way down. Let's go all the way down. Let's get that down to like 20%. There we go. And now we're into 20%, and as you can see, we've got little spikes of on, and there we go. So this is what the oscilloscope can do. So that's the signal that's telling the fan to turn on and off at a 25% duty cycle. So 25% of the time the fan is on, and 75% of the time the fan is off. And there we go. And that's what it can do. And can we get the tacho in there as well? Yeah, let's see if we can get the tacho. So the tacho is that's a very quiet signal. This thing's got attenuation. Hang on a minute. I want to see that tacho signal without heckin' heck. Trying to balance the fan here, it's terrible. Right, we're not getting a solid lock here. It keeps coming and going, and I'm not sure why. So as you can see, our signal just keeps popping up and disappearing. Let me see if I can get onto the controls. There we go. Right, let's try zooming out of that. That's why, as you can see, it comes in roving pulses there. So again, I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that one is. However, that burst of information has got the speed of the fan in it. So presumably, every time period there, that series of pulses is giving the fan speed. And that's sending that back to the motherboard, so the motherboard can read how fast the fan is spinning. So yeah, that's what the speed pin on the fan looks like. So yeah, it's not very clear. Given time, I might be able to get a better reading out of that. But again, I'm doing things with 3 hands here. So yeah, 200 kilowatts. Yeah, it's not a high bandwidth scope, this, but yeah, hopefully that's kind of interesting. There we go. All right, I think that'll do. Right, let's pack this stuff up, put it back on something simple, and we'll wrap up because I think I've done my demonstrations now. Right. Whoop. So let's go back down onto that so you guys can see it. And just stick that back on the test signal. And then I'll quickly back read chat and just answer some questions. There we go. Just stick that back on the test signal. Right. Tachometer, speed sensor. Yes. Sorry for the lack of thing there. Right, there we go. Pat on the back, very cool demo. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you guys got something out of that. Those demos were a little bit rough. I wasn't very well prepared to do that, but at least we saw some signals because like a square waveform is like sort of, okay, well, there's a signal on the screen, but can we look at something real? That's the thing. And so we looked at the data signal going to the RGB strip, and we looked at the PWM signal going to the fan, and the speed signal coming back from the fan. And we were able to look at those and see what was going on there. So yeah, you've seen most of, if not all, my videos. Yeah, I don't use a scope for diagnostics and repair. There are some occasions where a scope is useful in repair, but not very often. Scopes are not really a required thing for repairs. This is not something that I would be using in the shop all the time. I do have my other pocket scope, which is this guy, which is also a JYE Tech scope and works in a very similar way. And it's very, very similar deal, as you can see. Same kind of deal there. Has all the same. This one has better controls though. This one has way better controls. In terms of reviewing this kit, this one is more interesting to look at. And this one is easier to build than this one was. However, this is better because it's much easier to control. So yeah. And I think that's about it. I think I'm going to wrap up, guys, because yeah, we're coming up with 3 hours 45. I didn't plan on streaming this long. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around for nearly 4 hours. I have already eaten, but I do want to go home and relax on Friday night. So think this thingy might be fun to poke around in your Commodore 64? It may well do, because the thing is, a kit like these JYE Tech kits, these are like, $10 to $20, and any kind of real oscilloscope is hundreds or thousands of dollars. And one of these allows you to just start poking at things and looking at signals. So the idea here is that one of these will let you just start looking at an oscilloscope and understanding what an oscilloscope does. And yeah, the scope of using a scope in repairs depends on what you do. Absolutely. If you're doing board repair, you might need a scope to see if there is a data signal there, or to see if a clock is going. And a multimeter will get you a lot of the way, but not the whole way. So that's it. Good. Right. Don't forget to burger. I've already burgered, but thank you. Right. That's it. I'm done. I'm going home. I'm turning everything off. I'm turning off this computer. I'm turning off this scope. I'm turning off this scope and the trigger LED that wasn't the wrong way around. Glenn and Tina Miller, thank you for the $1. And I'm out of here. So thank you very much for everyone. I will be back. I will be streaming live again tomorrow at 3:45 UK time. So just coming up to 4 o'clock UK time. Caradog and I will be doing our tech podcast. So it will be a talk show where we just waffle about tech. So if you want to come and hang out with us then, you're welcome to do so. And then I will have more videos about PCs and repairs that will be coming out starting Monday. I have a repair video lined up for, I'll have a simple repair video on Monday, and there'll be more PC stuff during the week as well. Now I'm doing repairs again. We've got the repair content will be coming. So stick with it. There'll be non-live videos coming up on the channel soon. That's it. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I'm going to hit stop streaming. Am I putting the podcast onto the usual podcast apps? At some point. I'm not going to lie, I've got a million things to do, and archiving the podcast is kind of low on my priority. So at the moment, it's staying on YouTube, but at some point, I'll get it uploaded. I mean, obviously, all of the podcasts are saved on YouTube, so, they're all preserved there, and I can download them at any time. So I can, that can be done at some point, but when I get round to it. In any case, I'm out of here now. I'm going to go over to the YouTube live stream panel. I'm going to hit and stream. Thank you for tuning in. As Teltac is spamming in the chat there, there's the link to my Discord chat. If you want to see more tech stuff and talk more about tech, continue the conversation in our Discord. Catch me on Twitter for more information. Leave the RGB on when you're gone. Yeah, bed now. Thanks a lot, everyone. Goodbye. I'm hitting end stream now. Bye.